Easy paradise, open my money. Who's ready? Who's ready? School's out, baby! It's summer vacation! Here in the apocalypse! Here in the red marching dress! We're here to party! We're staying up all night! We're dropping out of high school! We're never going back! This is English class! I'm Mr. Proctor. All right. You can fade out. Mr. Proctor here, okay? I don't want to be here. You don't want to be here, okay? You here? Yeah, that's right. It's not funny. It's not funny. This is summer school, okay? You're here for remedial performance training, okay? Mr. Proctor, I'm your substitute teacher. I'm a poet. Okay, this is my poetry. Thank you all for coming out. I'm gonna lay down a few ground rules, okay? For you punks. You summer school. No, summer school's fun, right? We're here because the most fun people are in summer school. Thank you. Thank you. Give it up for Millie Efraim, everybody. We have amazing talent tonight. I mean, I'm so excited. Thank you for coming out in the rain and everything and the thunderstorm. It's going to be magic. It's going to be like a Stevie Nicks song, okay? Thunder only happens when it's raining, okay? And we got Billy Pedlow in the house. Come on! All right? Shut up! This is World Championship Poetry. Check out the Burning Palace. Okay?
Let's go!
We got free paintings! Free paintings in the house, everybody! So it's gonna be a good class. We're gonna have fun, okay? We're gonna get through this, okay? We could, you know, if we would have done it right, we'd be vacationing in Italy right now. You know? I'd be in Cannes, eating calamari. Well, I'd be there. I'd be in the Mediterranean, okay, is the point. I'm traveling, I'm globetrotting, okay? Maybe I'm in Dubai, maybe I'm in Tokyo, maybe I'm in Perth. You know, I'm taking my private jet, but no, I'm here at open mic. With all of you, I love you guys. Thank you for coming out. This is my home. There's no place that I'd rather be. All right, so Mr. Proctor, this is a Dead Poets Society, okay? Carpe diem, all right? Carpe diem. I want you to sound your barbaric yop, everybody, from New York City, the center of the world. And, yeah, so I'm just going to share a little of my poetry to get us kicked off. Thank you. Already breaking things. That's good. That's rock and roll. We're breaking the seal, we're breaking the energy. You're going to do the best performance of your life here tonight, everybody. I cannot wait to see you just crack open the energy and steal the candy and the pinata of the energy of the gods. Okay, so this is called Stardust Memories. And it has some woody material, so I apologize in advance. Stardust Memories. We're in this together. I've got a big page to fight within. Hash pipe countryside. Stop by 3 for 8. Gig after gig after gig after gig. That's what I did out of your poem, which was a novel. Following Beatnik 101 and K on Letterboxd. Never heard of it. Current mechanics. Katapa Citizen. Sever Never Paul Revere. X Games Malkmus spinning up its pap. This notebook falls apart, which is kind of beautiful. Winter on the road, only know how to write one kind of poem, which is enough. Music stitches the consonants to the vowels. There's a lot more to it than that. Honor among thieves. Defending against the allegations on 60 Minutes. Obscenity, 16mm shock jock, Army, Navy, Lenny Bruce, chorus of Church Avenue. Hang close to something, please. Marathoning Woody. It's almost like binging one season-long television show about an erotic literary comedian who nostalgizes his childhood in the 30s and wants to cheat with much younger women in Manhattan. It happens every year. Professors teaching their pupils, Henry on the Waters. They shot this here. Edward Burns or Juliette Lewis. Wild at heart. True romance. The brothers McMullen, husbands and wives. Gradations, tiles in a mosaic. Harmonic panels in glass. The light shines through. I don't want to be a part of Nebraska storage. I don't want to be a part of Nebraska. Going to band practice, stopping to buy weed, Atlantic transfer, amateur videos want more sound or pride in their work. Say anything. My lips are cracked, chapped. The Friends experience in Manhattan Valley. Smoke, hell, red planet, climate emergency relapse. It didn't go away till we died. Shakespeare's watching Shakespeare. I mean Philip, I mean Hamlet. Welcome to your life. Welcome to your life, everybody here tonight. This is it, this moment, right now, in this moment, we're slipping into. Sparrow tells me, made him think I was 28. I have no friends over coffee. I should have brought flyers. Playing this hostel tomorrow in Long Island City, disintegrating in a red sun. It smells like battery acid when you open the window. Copper tone pigment to a Martian sepia. Blade Runner 2049 white balanced. I edit until 5 a.m. Artnet wants the short version. Artnet needs the short version. Sizzle reel, 5 minutes long. I'm bad at my job. Impossible to reach. Constantly high. Using AI to clean up the audio, which was badly scarred by rotating tape noise. Sounds now like studio recorded caliber, maybe too good. My problems aren't your problems. A dream I had in Ohio on my mom's couch, unable to get a job. Rad marble composition at the blessed 99 cent. You may know who we are, but we know who you are. Smoke out the side for stay, buy all the garbage cans. It's almost over. Preferred customer close to the street. What do I do for a living? Need to make business cards for free on the internet. Discord chat where the hand of fate invisibly moves the chess pieces of our bodies. Trance state seance, the subway is taking place in synapses. I almost missed my stop. Get a hold of movie cameras, shoot your truth. Document the milieu. Like bike pumps, bumping you up with some air. 11 a.m. Beckett time. Why would you name it after that? Behold, the summer of Hamlet, everybody. It's summer school. This is English class. This is music class. This is comedy class. Thank you all for coming out. Give yourselves a big round of applause. It's Easy Paradise. It's Stardust Memories. It's 2-drink minimum. It's 5-minute time limit per performer. We've got great piano players, we've got singers, we've got amazing backing tracks. I can't wait. Give it up for Amanda, the bartender, the great bartender taking care of us. We are going to kick things off, get things started. Can we get this next performer just took the open mic by storm. Great artist, great tattoo artist. He will tattoo you. He's going to tattoo an awesome tattoo of an owl on RTS Neutral, which is incredible. Give it up for free paintings, everybody. We're going to kick it off. You're at Easy Paradise Open by Monday.
Yeah! What's up, everybody? Free paintings, affordable tattoos, but free paintings. A Last Great American Band came here to recruit musicians to join the Last Great American Band, listeners to listen to the Last Great American Band. Here's 2 quick ones for you off of our record. Free paintings for sale. I love myself more than you or anyone can. That doesn't mean that I'll never understand. I like to take you by the hand. I like to thank you, yeah, for doing whatever you can. Come myself up in the summer sun. I want November to be over when I'm done, over when I'm done. Let us not forget that the time that we spent was so wasted, but not wasted in the end. I want you to love like you've never loved before, and I'ma take that love and I'ma love you even more than you can take it. I just cannot explain or even fake it. Yeah, this feeling can't be tamed. Rumbling myself on through the summer sun. I want November to be over when I'm done, over when I'm done. Let us not forget that the time that we spent was so wasted, but not wasted in the end. Free painting. Woo! American band. Yeah! I want you to love like you've never loved before, and I'ma take that love and I'ma love you even more than you can take it. I just cannot explain or even fake it. Yeah, this feeling can't be tamed. That one's called Never Loved Before. It's off Free Paintings for sale. Surfing with my girl, when she stands up, she's so self-assured. Waking up early at the crack of dawn. There's nobody out here, but not for long. Woo! Headshot out in the spaces. Be 3 weeks till I wash my hair again. I got sea salt enough to build the Vatican. I surf all day, it's 'cause I'm an American. Catch me taking off, I'm the star of your show. Yeah. Catch me taking off, I'm the star of your show. A state of hypnosis. Am I even awake? It's the drone of the swell, it's the peak of the wave. And now you got me singing about riding the sea. There's nobody out here, no one but me. Headshot out in the space. It's be 3 weeks till I wash my hair again. I got sea salt enough to build the Vatican. I surf all day, it's 'cause I'm an American. Catch me taking off, I'm the star of your show. keep taking off on the star of your show. Go, go on the star of your show. Go, go on the star of your show. Go, go on the star of your show. Alright, thank you everybody. Stick around for the greatest show of all time in New York City. You're lucky to be here on a Monday night. Let's give it up for the comics, the poets, the musicians. Come talk to me if you like what I did. I have stickers that tell you where you can find the music, and the stickers look badass, so make sure to grab a free sticker. There's only about 10 of them for tonight, so first 10 people get a sticker. Stick around for the rest of the show. Good night, everybody.
Give it up for free paintings! That was phenomenal. I just took a picture of free paintings on my phone and there was an angelic glow around it. I think it was an aura reading. Give it up one more time for free paintings! And check out his social media. Alright, this next performer we're super excited about. He's about to leave for Europe, I think, to work on an app that's going to help us as writers. It's like a promotional app. So let him talk more about it if he wants. Give it up for a great writer. Can we give it up for Fred Mulligan, everybody? Fred Mulligan, making his way to the stage.
Hello? Okay. Okay. Alright. My visa is up and I'm getting exiled and sent back to the old countries. That is true.
Wow.
And so, this is my last reading for at least 3 months. Exiled, so that sort of shit.
What's that?
It'll be cool. It's too early. You don't need to hear about it. So, this is called Meeting at the Top of Mount Olympus, and it's basically a series of text messages I wrote to a girl that I've turned into what is, I guess, prose. So I'm going to go now. So I know it's been a hot minute, but today I've finished, will you please be quiet, please? For you to say that my writing reminds you of Raymond Carver's writing is a lovely thing to say because that motherfucker can write some beautiful ass shit. Anywho, back to my bullshit. I told you I'd been doing some thinking. So I had a profound night on our date. Hear me out. Sounds lofty, I know. Everything that went down that evening got my big brain whirring, and I honestly learned so much about myself and the world. I also had fun, so none of this "you didn't seem to have a good night" nonsense. I reiterate, I loved it. First off, you were right when you said I wasn't myself. What I said was completely me, but it's not what I said, it's that there were times that I pandered to you. I played into your hotness. I changed my way of going about things in fear of messing up, played defensive. I'd been cautious, but in so doing I'd given myself away. Subconsciously I was telling you I wasn't worthy. And I'm pretty sure that's what you meant by I wasn't myself. I get the feeling you're good at reading people. What a fucked up irony. I was trying to not fuck things up, and in doing that, I fucked things up. Anywho, that's always been my issue. My belief in myself. My ego. Freud's ego. I've always doubted myself. I've always had too small an ego. Out of uni, it meant I'd fuck up job interviews because I'd be all nerves, and on dates I'd wilt under the gaze of goddesses. And indeed, if I ever suffer from a sexual fault, it's the getting there too early problem. And it is true, you are a goddess. You breathe the rarefied air where people instantly think that life comes easy for you, where doors magically open for you. But the thing is, I think I'm also a god, a different type of god. For you see, there are 3 types of gods in this world, and they are all cursed in their own way. They are the gods of beauty, the gods of fun, and the gods of intellect, and they are all cursed. Alright. So, the gods of beauty are the most obvious of the 3. They wear their godliness on the outside, plain for the world to see. But the gods of beauty had it all come too easy. They were given their powers too early in life. Along with everything must come too easy for you, I bet you people say, you've got a gift, don't fuck it up. But the thing is, most pretty people do fuck it up. They are mostly bland or tormented by the loves they have or don't have, or bland because they played everything too safe. They also become vain, checking themselves in the mirror every 2 minutes, scared at the loss of the source of their power. They are victims of their beauty. Funny people, on the other hand, are never taken seriously, and that makes them depressed. They entertain everyone, but no one feels their pain, victims of their wit. Smart people are generally misunderstood and dismissed as heretics, their minds working on a different level. They're ignored cruelly. So they start to doubt themselves and they become sensitive. They feel they're right but told they're crazy, victims of their intellect. These are my godly trials. Each of the gods has their own burdens, but the hope is that you can tame these powers and not become victim to them. I've got a feeling that I'll be alright, but my ego will catch up to itself. The longer I go on, the world keeps proving me right and adorning me with trinkets. I get the feeling I'll be successful and admired. Any pain I went through only making me stronger, making me better. So what's the moral of this story? Don't necessarily trust the ego as presented. Your Medusa's gaze will turn too many men to stone. It's a good guide, but it doesn't always tell you the truth. Try and see the character beneath. A few lucky firms would have got me cheap once upon a time had they had foresight. And the other lingering question, I guess, is why did I write such voluminous prose? Is this me trying to win the girl? Nah, I had my chance, I blew it. The truth is that this is my therapy, my self-analysis, and I send it as only so far as it needs an audience or listener. Feel free to correct any mistakes or add your own point of view. I told you at the start I had a profound night, and I had a lot of fun. That was my reward. And from it, I've got a new sense of confidence. My new phrase is that, to all the pretty girls, is if Mama taught you right, it's gotta be me. We're the fun ones who win in the end, and now I can look the gods directly in their eyes and hold their stares. Muchas gracias, Miss X.
Yeah!
Give it up for Fred Mulligan, everybody. Bon voyage. Have fun on your European tour. You have to do the open mics over there. And let us know what they got going on, what they're doing, you know, what's new in the open mic world in Europe. Give it up one more time for Fred Mulligan, everybody. Thank you for coming out to Open Mic Monday. Can we get Brooke Finegold? Is Brooke Finegold in the house? Give it up, everybody, for Brooke Finegold. Gonna read some poetry.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Also, are you gonna light me, or am I just going until?
I'll give you a minute.
Okay, slay. What's up, everyone? How's it going? Yeah. Who else got stuck in the rain? God, every single day I wake up in New York gets me so fucking wet. Hell yeah. Why am I dressed like SpongeBob?
Thank you. Yeah.
You can't wear a tie and shorts without looking like fucking SpongeBob. I hate this goddamn town. Okay, should we read some poems? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay, this is called Polyamory is Ruining My Life. Happy anniversary to my girlfriend and her girlfriend. I think it is amazing they are being real. It is passion fruit cherry o'clock. Oh, how the time flies. I like when girls talk sing. It sounds sexy and like a greeting card. The lights twinkling pink, and I'm being a girl with lace trim just below her butt cheeks. They're not wrinkly or saggy, they're actually just right. I am not dead in the eyes of Hollywood. I say like a mantra. I will have a long career, she says in a dissociative state, until the clock strikes strawberry and watermelon. This is called Despite My Time. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Guys, relax, okay? A gay woman gets on stage, brave. Everyone fucking falls dead. Okay, this is called Despite My Talent Out of the Ass, I Still Have a Day Job. Okay, so coffee is just $7 now, and therapy is as much as my rent. I'm feeling so mad I want to break out in song, but we don't really have AIDS or child pregnancy to sing about. I promise there's a lot wrong with right now, but I have ally fatigue and can't figure it out. Just kidding, I'm the perfect mix of social justice warrior and daughter and comedian and poet and waitress, I mean server. You can't call them stewardesses anymore, Ted. But you can still spank their ass and call them Rico in the kitchen until they install cameras they never watch, accusing you of stealing time. When the only time stolen is the minutes you spend there, on your knees, a bucket and a rag, dabbing out the mustard from your jeans before the big show. I'm sorry I showed up to read poetry smelling like aioli. This one's called Watching Reels of Dua Lipa. Oh.
Yeah!
Okay, this one's called Watching Reels of Dua Lipa on the air train home from JFK. My sexuality is not dangerous to myself and others. I say this over and over like a mantra. While Instagram Explore page is showing me girls with big boobs and red hair again. Next to infographics about immigration. Integrity is doing the right thing when no one is looking. They taught me that at Spring Hill Elementary. We never learned the opposite of integrity, so I Google it. Evil, wickedness, degradation. That one's my favorite. Indecency, dishonesty, sin. That one's a bit loaded. But I guess lust is one of the big ones, so forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I have chosen to watch videos of Dua Lipa, doing that thing where she sort of rides the bedazzled microphone stand like a spaceship. But to be fair, the Bible isn't a picture book or even a reel. Have they considered rebranding? They could get a really big following from posting consistently formatted TikToks about Jesus' miracles and stuff. Okay, this one's called... Thank you. This one's called Work Gossip. I heard from a close, reputable source that everyone at P.F. Chang's is fucking. That's why the lettuce wraps are so good. They are sprinkled with sex. Drunken noodles sizzled with desire. The new girl is happy we have sexual boundaries here. It's sort of Famous Last Words vibes. Now I have to look her in the eye and pretend we aren't also all fucking. I got caught in 4K in the back of a sketch comedy TikTok, sitting hillside with a lover. Isn't the park by your job supposed to be a safe space for sinister activities? They should make a park where you can have sex but no one is watching you. Or they can, they just have to be cool about it. Not to be cliche, but this summer I want to get railed in an oversized clown hoop skirt. The ruffles bunching at my hip dips. My red lips grinning into a smile so large I become slut joker. That's that one. Let's see. This one's called Smoking at Jay at Eras Tour. Thank you. Safe to say I was the only girl at Taylor Swift smoking a J. It wasn't really the vibe. Me and my little sister were doing it discreetly. In the moment, I'm sure teenagers are discovering their sexual desire to this sick beat. Girls and boys, watching the lesbian couples fly and dip and soar in a cheddar gown and a men's warehouse rental tux. Watching a blonde woman sing a 10-minute song about a man who is now sitting in a dunce cap on a stool in front of MetLife Stadium. Hating Taylor Swift is like bowling with bumpers. Okay, I have one more for you. Thanks, guys. Okay, this is called Lucky Number. Is 65 people a lot of people to have sex with? I asked my teenage sister, who is a virgin. We are smoking weed over FaceTime. The only time I know what I look like is when I look at her. I wish we could get married and it wouldn't be weird. 65 is actually the perfect number. It was my sister's audition number to be a munchkin in The Wizard of Oz. She got the part. Thank you. I'm Brooke Finegold.
Yes! Wow.
Give it up for Brooke Finegold, everybody. Wow. That was amazing. Really fantastic. One more time for Brooke Finegold. I would publish that in my magazine if I ever get around. Give it up one more time. That was wonderful. So really, you were the only people smoking a J at Eras Tour.
Absolutely.
That's a shame. Like, that's so disappointing. That's my vibe exactly. I would have loved to have been there. Give it up one more time for Brooke Finegold. That wonderful poetry. That was fantastic. All right, let's keep it going for another excellent, excellent writer. Can we get Millie Efraim up? Making their triumphant summer school Easy Paradise return. Give it up for Millie Efraim.
What's up? That was like just straight fire. I don't know what just happened. It's really good. I'm embarrassed to go on now. Wait, also, I feel like I kind of made the idea of this being school a thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, anyways. No, I love it. It also feels like school because I always prepare myself right before. Like, even though I don't have to do this, I just always treat it like that. So I'm just reading notes from my phone this week.
Yeah.
It's really fucked up how they changed the lighting between first class and coach. Does it cost more to dim the lights? We live in a society where we can only define an upper class by demeaning the lower class. When people ask me what I don't eat cute animals. Let's get to know each other. Did your parents let you cry? I want to know the stories behind your Shazams, the only redeeming tool of the internet. So my boyfriend is in AA, and we keep bumping into all these billionaires or like famous set designers left and right, and I'm always like, oh, where do you know that person from? And he's like, oh, AA. So now I realize it's actually the most exclusive social club. And I don't really drink that much, so I'm thinking of joining. Some of the things I write or read are basically conversations I would normally have. So why do I think it's necessary to come up here and basically talk to a crowd with a light beaming in my face? Can't I just talk to people? Is this just an extension of narcissism, or am I testing out my writing? Am I testing out my writing, or am I just looking for validation? And if I am looking for external validation, what's so wrong with that? Can we just leave that alone? I mean, are we really, really supposed to figure out everything on our own inside? What's human connection all about? Is it for nothing? Okay, I got a new phone. I had this really small phone for a while, and this is an ode to that one. I used to hate writing on a phone. I felt limited with the keyboard, but I love the limit now. The screen is so fucking tiny and old, my eyes can't move anywhere else. They move around on my desktop and my notebook. Too much space, too much thought. Let's keep it condensed. We don't have to type in speed. We should type in restriction. Having an outdated iPhone is like using a typewriter. Why am I so obsessed with making my case or writing on my phone? I'll miss you breaking out of nowhere and giving me a break from the blue digital sleep and making me appear more mysterious to others. Okay, next note. Struggling to write content this week because I'm somewhat mentally stable right now. Why do we prioritize dreams over thoughts? When you have a weird thought, you think, why the hell did I think that? You have a weird dream and you're like, oh, I'm a prophet. We ruin everything consumed with the idea of posterity. We used to be obsessed with the past, now we're obsessed with a perfect future and ending. These days I can't feel how I feel. Or how is it that I'll listen to a song and know immediately what I think about it and if I like it? And I'm so fucking opinionated, but when it comes to people or exchanges, I have absolutely no idea now. Where is the consistency in that? These days things happen and then I have to ask my friends and my mom how I should feel, or tell them what happened and gauge their reaction and then react accordingly like a child. Why can't I exercise my own judgment anymore? Is there a class for that? Maybe Easy Paradise. I guess that's therapy, but I feel like even my therapist is gaslighting me, or I'm actually gaslighting him about my experiences because I'm giving him my version. Well, basically, we're all gaslighting each other, so trying to unlight the gas.
Yeah!
Really, Efraim, lighting the gas, everyone. Give it up. Thank you for making this an accredited college course now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I can sign off on everyone.
You know, I really think that people should be getting college credit for this. I think this is better than what they're doing in school. This is the real world. Everybody here is brave. I just want to say that. For coming out and sharing your poetry, reading your poetry, give yourselves a round of applause just for having the courage to do that. We got a lot of great performers left. Can we get, is Kuzu Daddy ready? All right, we're going to get Kuzu Daddy up, everybody. Get ready for the ultimate entertainment experience here. Summer break to Easy Paradise style.
But by the way, I don't read. I don't know how to read. So it's poetry, no good. I play music. You know, I like music. I have a lot of songs. They're all original. But this song, Just For You, I just, you know, sometimes you fell in love with your own music. So I wrote one song just for you. It was too old, By the way, it was a pandemic and blah, blah, blah. You don't have nothing to do. No happy ending, no sex, no nothing. So what we do is we stay in the studio writing. So I write this song again, Just For You. But it's a new Just For You. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Maybe you agree how I like this song. I mean, Just For You, I think so good. Kuzu, daddy, thank you, listener. See you next week. Bye.
See you next week.
Okay, this microphone.
This is the MP3 player Kuzu Daddy uses to play his music off of. So give it up for the MP3 player, everybody. It's a hippie. I don't even know. He's been sick recently, so that was a triumphant return. Give it up one more time for the Kuzu Daddy. How radical here at summer school, man. We're having a great time. Cowabunga here, man. We're just kicking the summer off. It's gonna be the greatest summer of our lives here, man. Drinking Brooklyn Ale. This next, yeah, that's right. That's right. Give it. Feel free to make noise. Do whatever you want, man. It's an open mic. We're partying here. It's the East Village. Do whatever you want. That's what Don, you already told me. There's also a bathtub in the back if anybody wants to take a bath. or yeah, exactly, or reenact the death of. I don't know. It's a jazz age thing. They were drinking gin and just being zany and Zelda jazz, exactly. So if you want to take a bath or reenact the death of Murad or anything, it's back there. This next performer, super excited to have. Give it up for Ed Pankov, everybody. We got Ed Pankov coming up.
Out of curiosity, how far down is...
I'll put you next.
Trying to get your finger on it.
Yeah.
And I'll never be proud of you, my son. She told me if you were gay, then don't be gay for play or pay home. I can't suck your balls, 'cause you got no balls to suck. What you gonna do today? What an operation can do for another day. If you're gonna suck people's blood, I'd rather you be doing that than sucking balls. What happened? Who's sucking? No, we got cut off. I'd rather be doing that than sucking balls. Fuck. That song? Yeah. Yeah. It's intentional. It's intentional. Acapella. Yeah, acapella. My mother always told me, why would you be rather be doing this than sucking someone else's balls? Little did they know Don't give more. My name is Lorenzo Saint Dubois. People call me LSD.
Give it up for LSD, everybody! Ed Pankov, everybody! Ed Pankov! The acapella, rolling with the punches. That track only had 2 minutes and 36 seconds on it for some reason. It just cut off. So I kept playing the last 15 seconds again. But give it up one more time. Enter the Zlad. The great, great Ed Pankov, everybody. Fantastic. All right, we're going to keep it rolling. Sign up for next week at Easy Paradise Mag on Instagram. DM me. Can we get KLD Wave up, everybody? Give a big, big round of applause. A warm welcome for KLD Wave.
Yeah.
New York City, how y'all doing tonight? Woo!
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
New York City, one more time, how you guys doing tonight? I'm a young man from Queens, New York City. I go by the name of KLD Wave. It stands for Keep Living Dreams. We are valuable every day. That goes for everybody in this beautiful space tonight. No matter what race, religion you bound into, sexual orientation, I want everybody to always remember that and never forget. I got this song I'm gonna perform. It's a mashup of some sorts. My friend here, Sean Bottoms, of my collective called Wave by Wave. He's another artist that'll be performing tonight, as well as my friend over here holding the camera up, Capital X, amazing artist.
Yeah!
The song, it goes like this. How do you go and do that? How do you snap with me? Go and do that. How do you go and do that? Sing along if you want to do that.
Yeah.
How do you go and do that? Everybody, go and do that. Don't be bougie. Go and do that. How do you go and do that? How do you go and do that? Louder. How do you go and do that? Everybody. Go and do that. How do you go and do that? How do you go and do that? Okay.
Woo!
Just to get y'all set up. Appreciate the love. So, on this record, that's the same energy I need to have for that performance. I'm gonna need y'all to keep that there. So sing along with me, alright? Don't stop till I finish, you know. Guys, get the joy. Woo! This song is dedicated to everybody that's going through some things in life. Whether you're feeling down, you can always rise up out of it. It's called Are You Down? But the first one's called Why. So why are you down? You know what I mean? It's a question I have for the audience. And I want everybody to really pay attention real close. Hear what I got going on, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. Y'all can do me a favor real quick? Can everybody light this up with their flashlights real quick? Lights to the back, to the front. Everybody, don't be bougie. I got iPhones. Get them up. Ladies, can I get some noise in here tonight? This song is dedicated to all y'all beautiful faces. So there's days I go walking this world with. I feel lost and I feel like a fool. No, I'm tired of my heart being broken. Tell me now what I'm supposed to do. Should we cry or we play it all cool, girl? Listen now, cause I'm talking to you. How do you, everybody, go and do do that? How do you, everybody? Go and do that. How do you, everybody? Go and do that. One more time, everybody. Go and do that. How do you, how do you, how do you? How do you, how do you, how do you? How do you, how do you, how do you? How do you, how do you, how do you? Yeah, like I said, this is dedicated to everybody that's going through anything in life. Whether you feel high or low, it's for y'all to know that whenever you feel low, you can always rise up out of it. God gave you another 24 to breathe. Yeah, the sunrise, you wake up with all that pain in your eyes. You want a soul and know and see it, that you blue as the sky. You want a soul and know and see it, that you bleed out inside. You try your best to go and hide it, how you feel deep inside. But despite your past and all the days you done cried, I got a feeling that you feeling really lonely and shy. And you don't want to tell your friends because you value your pride. You don't cry, you don't cry, cause it's all in your mind. How do you, everybody, do that? How do you, everybody, do that? One more time, everybody, do that. How do you, everybody, do that? Yeah, know these times you've been feeling real down. I know these times you've been feeling real down. Yeah, I know these times you've been feeling real down. Listen close, yeah. Know these times when you've been feeling so low. I got a feeling that you feel like you was all by yourself amongst a world full of people and you feel like a ghost. I got a feeling that you want to put a hole in yourself, but I've been suicidal my own self. And I know faith may not help. Although this world, it can feel like hell, but through the fire, just remain yourself. A nice soul that I'm wishing well, so I drop dimes to bring change to your mind. You know, fallen angels came from the sky. Just by feeling down, sure you can rise, girl. How do you, everybody, do that? One more time, everybody, do that. A little louder, everybody, do that. One more time, everybody, do that. Are you feeling down? Sing it with me. Are you feeling down? Everybody, one more time. Are you feeling down? Girl over here, are you feeling down? Everybody in the crowd, are you feeling down? This is dedicated to you. Yeah. I know it's good from the town over. Been feeling like I owe her. With all the pain you've been through, little joy is what I show her. I know your world is colder, but I hope it'll bring us closer in this world. Sometimes I gotta tell you so you know that life won't always feel so hard. Though I know some days you feel real sad, and you can be anything on this earth. You living like you in the grass. You not dirt. You shouldn't be hurt. Don't hold your pain, cause now you're making it worse. Look in your heart and know what you deserve, cause you know that you know your worth, girl. Are you feeling down? Everybody, yeah, feeling down, huh? Are you feeling down? From the front to the back, are you feeling down? Everybody, one more time. Yeah. Are you feeling down? One more time for him. Feeling down, huh? Are you feeling down? You can cut it. Feeling down. Clap along, everybody. Feeling down. Everybody, one more time. Are you feeling down? One more time. Are you feeling down? Listen. Are you feeling down? Are you feeling down? Are you feeling down? Are you feeling down? Yeah! I appreciate everybody. Yeah. Thank you, KGP, for this beautiful space, New York City. Once again, I go by the name of KLD Wave. If you got Instagram, Spotify, you can find me at KLD Wave. Same way you had your phone out for the flashlights, you can have it for that Instagram and that Spotify. For real. Follow me on there. My collective, Wave by Wave, my boy Sean Bottoms over there, amazing performer. He'll probably grace the stage tonight. Sing with my boy over there, Capital X. We are valuable every day. Always remember that, y'all. Take care. And lastly, if I may say, I'm sorry to have y'all time, but if anybody knows a booking agency or a talent manager or any event I can perform at, please send it my way, because I would love to grace that stage as well. Take care.
Give it up for KLD Wave. KLD Wave. Man, that was incredible. That sounded so great with the acoustic guitar. And you really know how to play the room, everybody. Give it up one more time for KLD Wave. That was phenomenal. Phenomenal. All right, we're going to keep it going. I'm tagging all the performers on Instagram if you want to check out anybody's social media and go deeper into the work. I'm going to check out some of the... I've also made a Spotify playlist with the musicians of Easy Paradise. Yeah, so check it out on Spotify. And if you want on it, send me your music. I'll add it to the Spotify playlist for the tastemakers out there. All right, we're going to keep it going. Can we get Capital X up? Give it up for Capital X, everybody. Capital X.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I go by the name of Capital X, that is KAPITAL space X, period. I'm very excited to be here tonight at KGB, Easy Paradise, Summer School. I got some balls for y'all tonight. I'm doing my acapella. I'll start off with an old one, and I'll read a few new ones off my phone in a second.
Yeah.
I seen a vision of my name chiseled in stone like Tupac or Pachelbel. I would listen to both. Now why this chain around my neck feeling just like a rope? I be hanging off the edge, ain't no slip in the hole. The pressure turned me to a diamond. At first I was cold, I built a furnace for the fire. So at first I was cold, I had to work for the gold. I'm turning dirt into gold. I'ma slide outside lines, can't fit in the mold. And y'all gonna sit on the sidelines, pretend it's a throne. I got demons on my back like a devilish coat. I'm venomous, venomous from the head to the toes. Iridescent like I'm fitted in chrome. My stomach rumble like a thunderous dome. I'm hungry on the third plate, wanting some more. I'm running around the third base, hunting for home. I'm busy on a Thursday, fucking these hoes. I'm a time zones, trick of the light, shimmer like I'm dripping in rhinestones. Thick of the fight, viciously defending the title. Like Rocky boxing the Apollo, and me boxing my shadow. My thoughts darker than charcoal, heart deeper than potholes. My creed confess, I'ma bleed until I'm hollow. My greatest enemy was my main source of bravado. My only true idol, the same source of my sorrow. Now I'm running with wolves, see the paw prints like a follow. A toast to the sky, hear the sharp clink of the bottle. See my demise on the horizon, know the motto, you only live once, so I'm living full throttle. Thank you. Again, it's Capital X. Look. Get it. Capital X is back, jack of all trades. You see the deck is stacked, black ace of spades with the feather cap. A black king, diamonds on the net. My black queen like a game of chess. I pick a date and then I make the check. Choking my poker while I grope her breast. No stress, I keep him close to my chest in the vest. Know when to hold him and fold him like my amigo at the clothing press. We know the bloke at the podium can't control his breath. Keynote, I hope that fucker choke to death. We shooting photos like I pose a threat. Capital X, let my presence be the promo. Brother see the skin glow, my butter from the cocoa. Eating pussy like Froyo, she bounce on me like a polo. Getting stains on the polo, but whole body homegrown. Ass stupid like a dodo. Hips moving like a yo-yo. Her daddy was a no-show. Tell me something that I don't know. Yo, my flow so cold, I need a robo, no GoPro. Fuck the popo, no homo. My homies moving like some mafiosos, bro. I've been all around the globe, I got hoes in Kyoto. So but I'm not alone. Sitting on the throne, I feel right at home. Time left. I'm gonna give you some new ones off my phone real quick. Thank you. Look. I feel amazing. I'm chilling with the wave on a wave, getting wazy. A giving on the wait. Look. I feel amazing. I'm chilling with the wave on a wave, getting wavy. A grizzly in the motherfucking cave going crazy. I want 100 million in the safe for my babies. None of y'all could ever change me. Got love for those who hate me. Want me to stop, make me the cream of the crop. Rise up to the top patiently. Pushing these bars till a nigga pushing up daily. They call me Capital X. They call me, look. Time traveling my tendency, 3 watches on one wrist, the Holy Trinity. Time ticket, triple speed, rhymes like a symphony. Bars thicker than a plot, rocking with my energy. Tripping off the tongue tip, spitting my soliloquies, dizzy off of one sip, pissing on the industry. The music is infinite, my name lives in infamy. My whole life was nothing but a memory. Past tense, when I was praised for my ability, I crashed a whip while trying to race a supervillain. A bad habit, I'm praying that the people feeling me. Floating in space, see my time keep on slipping. Losing my grip, losing my shit, got me feeling free. Every end is another beginning, don't forget it please. This is hopeless. I am fearless, long live the king, but he dying eventually. Heavenly son, I swear this life gon' be the death of me. I give a fuck if a history book mentions me. I'ma be the best MC the scene ever seen. A living legend, y'all best address me respectfully. They call me Capital X. Thank you guys. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at capital X, KAP1TAL.X. I'm here with my brothers. The wave is coming. Get excited.
Yes!
Yes!
Yes, sir!
That is talent, everybody. A+. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? This is an honorary doctorate from Easy Paradise Accredited University. You get an honorary doctorate, okay? That was so fantastic. You get a PhD. You get a PhD from summer school, man. Because I'm a cool teacher, man. That was fantastic. One more time for Capital X. That was phenomenal. KLD Wave and Capital X, thank you for coming out. Definitely come back. Give it up one more time for both KLD Wave and Capital X. Alright. It's a 2-drink minimum, everybody. And check out the Instagram, check it out on Instagram. Do we have Z-Ass? Z-Ass, are you out there? We want to hear your poetry. We want to hear your amazing work. Maybe next week. How about Don Gabriel? Let's get Don Gabriel up, everybody. Give it up for Don Gabriel. Poetry, we love it. Monday. Sign up for next week.
Hi, everybody. So I'm from Boston, where I'm really cool.
I am DG clearing. I'm just chucking in that I'm here at around 10.
I love you so much. We're not going to get married, though. I'm sorry.
And I came all the way from Wisconsin.
All right, now I've got to find this poem. I wasn't ready. All right, I'm super ready. Okay, it's not really a poem. It's more like a spoken word piece. Okay, it's called... hold on, that's not it. That's my Slack. I'm ready. Okay, here we are. This is called The Time I Went Out with Brian Ayers for 3 weeks in the 5th grade in 1987. Yeah! I have changed no names. It started on the dodgeball floor amid the echoing thwack, thwack, thwack of red rubber balls and terrified 5th grader shrieks. Brian Ayers seemed kind, especially compared to Nicole Bodine, whose goal was not so much to win dodgeball, but to cause as much human suffering as possible in 20 minutes or less. I believe dodgeball is illegal now. Dark-haired, broad-shouldered Brian Ayers was like Gandhi here. He only almost broke Mitchell Krizak's glasses. So he was shorter than me, but everybody was shorter than me. Suddenly, deep within, I felt the first stirring of like. Some weeks later, our very first dance, somebody dared me or dared him to ask the other to slow dance to Foreigner. And so we danced, gripping each other's elbows, circling and tilting like broken robots, staggering through a final battle to the death, both knowing we cannot, in this beautiful, awkward moment, at any point, make any eye contact of any kind. I want to know what love is. Do not look him in the eyes. I is this song so long? We romantically fled at the end of this song and romantically avoided the hell out of each other until our moms picked us up at 9 p.m. I'm not much to look at now, but I was really hot when I was 11. Like was confirmed and we were going out for 3 glorious weeks. I hid in my parents' room after school and we had stilted phone conversations about Hawaii and geckos and Commodore 64s while I watched Jim and the Holograms on Channel 38 with the sound turned all the way down, listening to the sploosh, sploosh, sploosh of my mother's waterbed and secretly hoping we could hang up before Robotech came on at 4:30. I'm so delighted you were into this. This is making my night. On Tuesday, 4th period, on our way toward dying of dysentery on the Oregon Trail on the Apple IIes in the upstairs computer lab, amid rumors that his like had shifted to another, Brian Ayers would not hold my hand.
Sexy!
A girl has needs, Brian Ayers, physical needs. I'm sorry I dumped you via note, but that was the accepted custom at the time. There was no Haagen-Dazs to soothe me, for I was not allowed ice cream on a school night. But the town where I grew up is on an island. So I walked down to the water after school to the place where the Portuguese fishermen left broken, tangled lines and empty cans of cheap beer. Here there was no sand, only stones, and all the stones were smooth, palm-sized and salty. Small gray planets that fit neatly into my 10-year-old fist. I spent hours hefting stones, naming them you, and flinging them into the dark ocean. Brian Ayers, Brian Ayers, Brian Ayers won't hold my hand. Heather McLaughlin can have you. Oh!
Tonight is just lit. People are just busting out. They're just busting out. No one's going to hold us back. I love you. Thank you for being so enthusiastic. Maybe if other people want to yell things too, to kind of normalize it, maybe that'll be one way to... Thank you all for coming out. This is fucking sweet open mic. I'm super excited. Can we get Christian Cappadonna up? Christian Cappadonna from Miami. This in town. We're so lucky to have Christian Cappadonna back, one of my favorite performers on earth.
So good. I'm not trying to sit tonight.
Oh, great. Okay.
I thought maybe because it's raining, I may try and do something a cappella first. A little something else. So I'd like to read something from my translations of the Renaissance poet Maxime Delacroix, 1500s France, unpublished book, but 14 lines for you. No, I seek nothing unmannerly maiden, stepping into your presence now as I do. Though I used all the mercury in me to write this, never dream I'd breach decorum around you. Though every conceit's the pinker pretty, and like Priam's Paris I wax florid to a fault. No matter who it displeases, fit me out in this bull blazer, cause your praise these days only thing means much to me anymore. Oh, most pale queen, applaud your boy's technique, because finesse can unlock a heart when strength cannot. And though the style of my plume at times might seem prideful, writings like I have were supposed to seem like the purity of a harp. All because love's both be blind, though we can't see through the eyes of others. So go mock me for being flowery critic. That's your traitorous under the covers. Translations of mine. Anyway, so I guess at that time I was doing work in that time period. So there was another song from the English Renaissance called Flow My Tears, and I just took the title and made a little song for you guys. Woo! So see if this works.
Yeah.
So that's my good man Michelle on the guitar.
Woo! Ow!
way down in mine, so you'd be here. So loud. So it goes something like, yeah. Flow my tears for labor lost. Flow my tears for wax and wane. Flow my tears for under truth. I flown the mark at which I aim. Fled the heart from standing well, and gone the hope of waking game. Simple love, come stop my spring and tell the trilling new ball name. Yeah, down new flood, but cause denied in water of innocence. Paint you right, both eyes would break for dwelling rich. If you don't mind, I made you this. Oh my wood, it's all in my glass. Puddling exercise is this trill. But still my pen too crowded poured for most of them. Sometimes I know we'll never kiss. My thoughts of you back then were my only apprenticeship. Commend me to the lions and any audience. Yeah. Or lose me in the styling, or would you call it my arrogance? But of all the bower you walked in, my no cord too sharp for anger's ride. Truth and lies, that's if it's such in an ode to abstraction. So would you speak glass and fake love's despite? And like the shivered tongue unsheathed inside, I'll remember who it was that loving you. On my word, his feet they flew to the bitterness of visions true, and sat your grace upon his knee with tightest of all the angels' speech. That was yearning, a thieving palace, higher learning. The miser's wording's the nicest lip that aimed is hurting and neediness. I said just nearly miss. What's of it? Sometimes I know we'll never meet. My thoughts of you I don't mind were my only learning. Commend me to the Carnegie and their precious purse strings, and lose me in the artistry once the flyers are burning. Too weird? Too weird? There's a few freaks here though, right?
Thank you, Christian Cappadonna, for those translations. Give it up for the translations, everybody. We love the modern day troubadour, the beautiful music. I love it every time. One more time for Christian Cappadonna. Pure poetry. He shows you the meter and how the meter is really music and it's rhythm. And I love the continuum we've got going on with the spoken word and the poetry on into the freestyling and the music and the comedy. So give it up for everybody here in summer school. Is Roberto Snow out there, and are you ready for your moment to prove yourself to all of us? Give it up for Roberto Snow, everybody. Gonna play a little piano, I believe.
City band.
You get this mic on?
Yeah.
Check, check. Well, that was perfect time. I thought I was going after my friend Alex, who's a comedian. I guess he'll be going right after me. I just came out the bathroom. Everyone's been doing really good sets. Perfect timing. I'm gonna go into some piano. Again, my name's Roberto Snow. This piano is this first riff. I haven't really developed into anything yet, but I think I'm just gonna go into some things that I have on an album working out. So hopefully it works out. So thanks for listening. should know that I will come through. Let's adjust this mic a little bit. I'm sorry, guys.
Woo!
Yeah! Yeah! I'm just gonna go into some other tracks. This next one's called Heavenly. That one I haven't really developed. I just wanted to mess around with the riff in front of y'all guys a little bit. So I think you just listen to that riff. This next one, Heavenly, and then I'm just gonna jump to this next one after called Saving Me. So thank you for listening again.
Yeah.
You saving me. for all listening. Appreciate it.
Give it up for Roberto Snow, everybody. Sounded great. We got Jenna London on deck. Jenna London on deck. Can we get Alexander up? Let's get Alexander up to do some comedy. Come on, anybody. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Good, yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, you are really high energy. That is intimidating. I did not know it was going to be raining today. Bring back the poison skies. This shit's going to ruin my shoes. I've got enough mental disorders to fill a bingo card. A psychiatrist even once told me that I had an unspecified personality disorder, which I think is a psychiatric term for an asshole. Which I felt was not a very doctory thing to say. I have bipolar disorder, attention deficit disorder. Did you ever go on the subway without taking out your phone? It's a weird experience. No one's looking at each other. I made eye contact with a guy, and we were the only ones making a human connection. He smiled at me, and that was too much. I had to get off the next stuff. A social anxiety disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder. That's a bingo. Bingo. A lot of people have ADD these days because of phones and social media. I can't focus on my homework because I'd rather be on TikTok. But for me, I ask a question 3 times, and I hear the answer 0 times. I can't even remember what I'm doing while I'm doing it. When I'm doing laundry, I have to turn it into a mantra. I'm doing laundry, I'm doing laundry, I'm doing laundry, I'm doing laundry. Oh, the dryer needs its filter changed. Let me clean it out, and the garbage is full. I need to take that out and get a new bag from under the sink is dirty. Let me do the dishes. Oh, doing the dishes is boring. Let me get, oh, turn some music on. Is this? Is that Days at Hasselhoff? Running in and out of time. Hear the ticking of the countdown clocks tonight. Gonna need some action. So I'm dancing now for 25 minutes, but I'm doing it in my underwear, because you know what I never got done? My laundry. As I've gotten older, I've started to use slang differently. Like when I was a teenager, YOLO was do stupid shit. YOLO, experience life. YOLO, no regrets. YOLO. But in my 30s, it's different. Now it's eat a carrot. YOLO. Brush your teeth. YOLO. Call your mom. YOLO. I was in bumfuck Florida recently, where the kind of people you read about in the news live. The best part was the flea market. Thank you. They sold everything. Guns, gun accessories, spent shell casings that had already been fired, so I assume were used for a children's arts and crafts project. Yeah, no. I don't live there. They sold toasters that didn't work. They were decorative. And unlicensed guns are so much more affordable than I would have thought. For $250, you can get a weapon of war, and I don't care who you are, that's a deal. They sold Confederate flags, Let's Go Brandon hats, Jesus-themed trinkets, knickknacks, and collectibles, and Nazi memorabilia, which I didn't expect and also completely expected. I didn't want them to know I was Jewish, so I kept eye contact constantly to make sure nobody could get a good profile of my nose. The Jew stuff always kills. They found out somehow, because someone slipped me a pamphlet to join their church or whatever. I don't know how they knew. Unless they'd seen when I bought a clock of 2 dragons touching their fingers together, E.T. style, from an old woman for $30. But I talked her down to 25. I wanted to share my culture with them. People have told me they think I would make a great dad because their kids all think I'm awesome, which may be true. But my thinking about having kids is similar to my thinking about trying crystal meth. Everyone has tried it. Can't seem to get enough of it. But as observed, it seems to have a detrimental impact on quality of life. I never watched the meth heads, Orange is the New Black, and thought, oh, yeah, that seems cool. Let me give that a shot. Based on my friends with children, my thinking on parenthood is similar. Spent how long at the doctor after little Timmy drank rainwater off a park bench? Hopefully it was rainwater. Gross. Well, anyway, it's noon on a weekday, so I'm going to take mushrooms and head to the aquarium, but good luck with the intestinal parasite. Parents always look tired, they're constantly finding loose teeth, and once they start, they can never seem to quit. Freedom is only a basket outside an orphanage away, and you can get a basket. Anyway. But Alexander, who's going to take care of you when you get old? A nurse who can't wait for a shift to end, the same as you. You think those kids who you let be raised by the internet are going to waste their time and money cleaning up your rapidly decaying gross body? Hell no. Those fuckers are going to drop your ass off in a nursing home for their mental health and then get told how brave they are for it on Reddit. Not a fancy nursing home, cheap one. Think about the fancy one is? If you hadn't had kids, you could have afforded it yourself. Alright, that's it.
Thank you. No, I love you more. I love you more. Alexander the Greatly Disappointing is the Instagram name, but I say that's false advertising. I wasn't that disappointed.
Alexander the Greatly Overrated. Just to be clear. No, thank you though. I appreciate it.
Sorry, I'm shitting on. I love you. Great stuff. Very funny. Alexander, not overrated at all. Yes, me. Okay, I want to do an experiment here, okay? This is the book that the poem I read is in. I've got a page that says summer school on it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pass this around the room, and everybody write a line in it. We're going to write a poem tonight. So everybody write however much you want, but write a line if you want. But you don't have to if you don't want to. So there you go. That's going around the room. Hopefully I'll see that again someday. All right, we've got Natalie on deck. We've got Lewis Mason in the hole. Can we get Jenna London to come up, please? Jenna London, are you out there? Jenna London. Oh, it's you. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry about that. All right, give it up for Daniel, right? Daniel?
Hello, everybody. I'm just going to read a little poem here. Woo! In the spirit of words and books and poetry and literature. Alright. Sometimes books dance their way into our hands before we even have a chance to think twice. Whispering from afar without our ears ever picking up the sound, speaking to some deeper part of our literary souls. How do words speak to us in their own language, beyond the ways we might choose to speak through them, with them, as them, for them? When was the last time I asked a word if it would mind being used to help me find the meaning I was so desperately searching for? Seeking something, that itch, not quite a full-blown yearning, but a slow ramble towards some kind of curiosity. In the same way I read about hip folks from bygone eras and let myself drift into their orbit with some sort of nostalgic gleam that fades in its own time and dissolves back into here and now. As I reconstitute here in the present, there is a sense of clarity I can feel in my body and my ears, listening from a new place within me, meditating on the sounds of words and vocal tones. The rabbi said, repeat the word shalom, hello, peace, whole, until it breaks open and reveals its deeper meaning. The letters and names that form the words of God also speak to us and offer their own space of contemplation. Sonic meditations. Thank you, dear Pauline. All in their own time, the words will find us when we are able to listen with the parts of ourselves that can hear what words have to say and to offer and to share with us, long before we enlist them in our own stories and sense of sense. Words are feelings as much as they are meanings, beginnings long before we may come to understand where they might be leading us. Poetry seeking God, words seeking music, life seeking life, all to make ourselves feel whole. To all the books that have ever called out and spoken to me, to you, to any of us, long before we knew their meaning, and yet we trusted in the feeling of the book held in our hands, the words held in our eyes, and read out loud in quiet corners of the night and in broad daylight, upon grass or sand. Form finding form and making meaning for itself. When I die, bury me in words, not consolations. I'll find my true meaning in the name of God. When I die, bury me in words, an endless repetition of eternal tones, a chorus and a serenade of all the words I've ever known, as friends, as lovers, as seekers and mystics, yearning, longing for something more than our simple forms, made of skin and bones, or letters and tones, could ever offer. So instead we offer each other, these words and I, our deepest essence, found in the depths of a ceaseless presence, a cycling hum carried back to source on an endless wave. Good Shabbos. Amen. one more. I don't actually live here in New York City, and I'm just here for the week, and I know, it's pretty crazy. That's all good. But it's been a really wild week to be here.
Hell yeah.
And so I wrote this, let me just find it real quick. Just the other day, you know, after, when the smoke first came into town, this late at night I was sitting and this poem just kind of came through, so I let it, let me just find it here. All right. All right. Actually, try to start it. I know. I'm looking for it. Hold on a second. All right. Maybe it disappeared for a reason. I'm gonna read this one from the other night instead. All right. The smoke clears and the voice of God bellows out in a beam of light that shatters the silence of a million sleeping souls and calls them to awaken, leaving one dream for another, the illusions of the mind for the wisdom of the world itself, speaking through the space in the sky that glows golden and pink, a soft angelic light humming gently from another time, the earth singing a verseless rhyme, the sound of a tone that cycles round and round until time beyond time. Eras end and begin over many millennia, many generations, and then at once in the blink of an eye. Maps of the midday sky, through lines and constellations, birds fly between the pages of an atlas, seeking new terrain in the open air. Bird songs rise in the sky and fall upon the page. Notation is feather and quill, ink viscous and thick, holds the sound in place. Old paper and recycled melodies, the compost of evolution, births new songs.
Give it up for Daniel, everybody. Have another drink, you know, I just got another one. Give it up for Amanda, a great bartender. Hopefully the poem is circling around. We've got Maddy in the hole. We've got Lewis Mason coming up. Is that right? And Natalie's coming up. Lewis Mason is on deck. Give it up, the all-time great. Give it up for the one, the only, the Natalie, everybody. We're so excited to have her back. She's a great writer, impeccable style, just amazing, amazing human being. You at the Eras tour? We were smoking J's there. I mean, we were trying to find you. Giant Stadium. Give it up for Natalie.
Yeah. Thank you for that introduction.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's give it up for Matt. If you're tired of hearing poems about the strip club, I'm sorry. Fuck you. I used to read this one a lot, but I haven't read it in a while. It's about our house mom.
Yeah.
Our house mom takes good care of us. She is like the manager, but she works in the dressing room, and she sells like outfits, and she has snacks, and she offers like emotional support. If you didn't know what that, you know, okay. Conversations with house mom, setting the dressing room. House mom tells us stories about when she was a dancer. A man came in and threw crumpled up dollar bills on stage, but security threw him out because this was Boston, she says. The baby strippers hang on her every word. But when I got done with my set, she says, I picked up the bills and realized that they were hundreds. She made $2 grand in 6 minutes. House mom shows me pictures from when she was dancing. I miss my stripper body, she says. We all tell her, but you look hot, Mom. Her long, natural ginger hair hangs past her hips. House mom tells me that when she was dancing, her father showed up at the club. This is my worst fear. When my old boyfriend breaks up with me, house mom calls him a pussy. Never stop dancing for a man, she says. On Sundays, the club does male review. I ask mom if they work as hard as we do, and she says I don't think men ever work as hard as women. I read house mom's tarot cards at her desk. The witch is in, I say. I flip back my white robe and stride towards her, cards in hand. I have witch hands and stripper nails which tap against her desk as I shuffle. I normally charge $20 to read in the club, but for mom, I do it for free. We pull money cards. Strippers are often spiritual, for we believe in the power of self. We have manifestation circles and light money candles. Every night, we bet on ourselves. House mom pulls the hanged man. I sacrifice myself for myself. And isn't that what this is? House mom always tells me you have to play the game with your eyes. Let them think you're going to give them a blowjob. When I take off my false lashes, I rip off part of my real ones. I want to be violet now, I tell mom. Before, I was lilac, and before that, daisy. I love how you're always a flower, she tells me. But this time when I say violet, I mean the color. How I could be the deepest of purples or pastel and baby, sultry or sweet. How I can choose either end of the spectrum. In the dressing room, I become every beautiful or idealized version of myself. This business is for pretty girls who aren't already rich, mom says. House mom tells every girl that you can always call me. I'm on stripper time, which means I never sleep, and I will always answer the phone. There is something to be said about who does it and what it takes, why we are able to. There is something to be said about who needs a mom.
This is a gold star. Natalie gets a gold star. I don't need that. Someday Natalie's gonna write the greatest book ever about being a dancer. I'm calling it right now. That is great stuff. That's inside information. Give it up for Natalie. We love it. All right, we've got DG Clearing coming up in a bit. We've got Billy Pedlow in the hole. We have Maddie Van Buren on deck. Can we give it up for Lewis Mason, everybody? Woo! Give it up, great musician.
Yeah.
So I've done this a few times now, so you've seen me perform this song before. You want to remember this? Join me on the second chorus. You can just forget it. Because I am not one for group singing. But if you do have your, if you have like keep the flash photography to a minimum, because the less you see of me, the better. Here is an original song I wrote. Oof. Some of these weren't even born when I wrote this song. Called There She Goes. There she goes to the streets where nobody knows. just to buy something strong to get her high. In the park, shooting up after it gets dark. She says, ooh, won't you turn me on? She says, ooh, won't you turn me on? Woo! There she goes, kills her worries and her woes. Through the vein, just enough to kill the pain. And in her head, she's alive when she feels dead. And in the cold, she is young, but she's getting old. She says, ooh, won't you turn me on? She says, ooh, won't you turn me on? There she goes, another fix for her little nose. And in her head, she's alive when she feels dead. And when the night comes down, she'll be long and out of town. She says, ooh, won't you turn me on? She says, ooh, won't you turn me on? She says, ooh, won't you turn me on? You can have me on Instagram or wherever. I'll be releasing an EP in a couple weeks, I'm hoping. If you don't know how to strike up a conversation, just ask to buy me a drink and I'll most certainly say yes. Have a good night, thank you.
Sounded beautiful. That was really wonderful. Yeah, of course. Lewis Mason. So you had an idea for intro music. What was it?
Oh, it was something, it sounded like something was, I don't know the name of it anymore. I'll text you the name of it.
Okay, send it to me. All right, cool. Give it up one more time for Lewis Mason. What's that? Scarf Guy. But great. I mean, Lewis Mason sounded phenomenal tonight, everybody. All right, so we've got DG clearing in the hole. We've got Billy Pedlow on deck. We've got Lillian boodaghians coming up in a little bit. We have Sean Bottoms coming up in a little bit. But now, can we have a big round of applause? A warm welcome for Maddy Van Buren, everybody. Give it up for Maddy Van Buren.
This is the first time I'm doing this, so.
Woo!
Please clap. This is a poem called Treadmill. If I think about sex with you, I run faster than ever before. It's like Usain Bolt, but for girls with sports asthma. I think everybody is afraid I'm going off the deep end, even though I haven't even been in the pool that long. And I would know because my fingers prune like really fast. They all care, that's love. Love is not allowing me to tweet dumb shit just in case one day I'm selected for the presidency. I've always been the problem in that way. But love has been allowing me to also be the solution. What's that Lana Del Rey song? You're my cult leader and I'm your jazz singer. I can't really sing, but yeah, you can be the piece of shit, no good, cult leader. Because I know you like that, especially when everyone else hates it. The more it'll cost me, the harder it gets you. And it'll get you. Trust me.
Yeah!
Woo!
Just lower the mic just a little bit. No, just break, let's lower it. I'll
lower it. I'm getting a little help. Thank you. Better. Next one is, downsizing was a bad movie, but a good word. Recently, I had to scale down my heart. It was open too wide, and it didn't need to be. The Grinch was a great movie, because Jim Carrey is able to make his heart grow. Downsizing was a terrible movie, because Matt Damon shrinks himself. Still, in theory, downsizing is the better idea. Now that my heart is smaller, everything feels the same. When I walk down the street, I don't mind if it's the same street or if it's a different street. It's just a street. The train I sit on could have a lot of people, it could make me think, but it's just a morning commute. I don't need my phone to actually tell me anything. At this point, I know the most important things. I know who hates me. I know the weather because I can see it. And I know my shoe size. There are unknowable parts of this world. There's a fat psychic in Miami with dark circles and rotting teeth. She says I will have 2 children. A fat psychic in Ohio with cheap red hair said they would be blonde. I've known my blonde children since 2018, and I think about them constantly, not with any particular sort of feeling. The heart often felt huge, cumbersome. It was putting on a birthday hat and celebrating. Sooner or later, the heart was going to hurt. I got a children's journal that is supposed to track your mood. Every day, I circle the resting face that says calm. I don't circle sad or happy, but I sometimes circled worried. I decided to start eating sardines from a tin can because I am so sick of when I am on the train rides, I pretend to not be on, and I see my thighs touching a stranger's. Every time I look down and I can't believe it, I want to laugh. In my head, I am very skinny. I'm 21. I get to fast forward through all the days I'm going to circle worried. I'm prepared for when you're going to hurt me. It won't shock me, it won't disappoint me. It missed my heart, my small, worrisome heart. Thank you.
That was fantastic, thank you. Give it up one more time for Maddie Van Buren, everybody. First time ever reading? That's amazing. Give it up for the first time ever reading. That was great. I love the poems. Very good. Very well written. Fantastic. All right. I'm very excited about this next performer. Everybody, give it up. One of the best poets around. Check out Burning Palace. I'm excited to see what he's going to do for us. Give it up for Billy Pedlow. Everybody, Billy Pedlow.
What's up, Matt? Why are you on Burning Palace yet? Like, what the fuck is that? I'm not good. We gotta fix that.
I'll send it. I'll send you.
So this is a
yeah.
I wrote this one today. I wrote this one today. It's got this tiny little book. Woo! So we'll see how this goes. I've never read from a book this small. This is like, woo. So this one's called 3 Lights. Woo! A landscape is very much affected by the lighting. So we're gonna imagine 3 different lightings. Woo! The first light is the incandescent light of the past. A warm yellow light bulb. Yellow like a rotten banana. Dappled with the dark bruises of memory. Jaundiced like an old page. Coffee stained. Teeth. Warm and inviting as a happy pussy. Just as elusive and sickly sweet as cum, as folded up and discarded as a used napkin. I kidnapped her and ransomed her in my inefficient remembrances. That, of course, was a long time ago. Now we have the fluorescent light. The fluorescent light of the future replaced the past by congressional mandate. You can't make love under fluorescent light bulbs, but you can count your pennies and listen to their song. The stabbing melody of broken glass as you drop them. 1, 2, 3, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Feminist and wanting to be courted. She was glad the hallway was choked with LED lights. Because of her nature, that was the only way she could come. Also, she loved the environment and believed in green energy. She wanted to save the world. We went on a date, and the fluorescence cast shadows on our cheekbones, so that we both looked like skeletons. We were the same, in terms of being corpses, and since we were the same, we split the check. And because we were the same, we had no chemistry. To spare her ego, I told her I was mostly gay. It wasn't the world or the lights. What's mostly gay? I thought so. Anyway, it wasn't the world. I was happy to explain. It wasn't the world or the lights or her skull or the inflation. It was my hunger for penis that I couldn't shake.
Yeah!
She said, we love that for you.
We do.
And she told me she was mostly gay too.
We do!
Or at least she wanted to be, at least. So we became best friends. It started to rain, and so I went back to her apartment and fell asleep watching with her The Devil Wears Prada. She stayed up and finished the movie, then watched the rain through the window. The light was blue, and the droplets sounded like pennies falling. In the morning, the third light poured in through the window. That third light was sunlight. The sunlight of the present hissed and kissed our feet, and then our thighs, and then our asses. We were sleeping ass to ass, turned away from each other. The sun continued its steady advancement over my chest and her tits to my shoulder and her neck, because I was a little taller. Until I saw, through my eyelids, orange as fire. I saw myself as in a golden mirror, like brass polished from cloudy to clear, that held within its surface the fullness of the world. This distortion tempted me, enough to get dressed and go to work. First, I polished the brass. It is covered in black streaks, then becomes cloudy, then clear. All the ugliness is transferred onto the white rags, which become pockmarked and corrupted. Then I sweep the leaves. There are two kinds of leaves. There are these tiny little green leaves, and there are these seed pods that look like trimmed fingernails or a raccoon's penis. And there are two kinds of sweeping. Broad, violent strokes with the body of the broom, like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Or the precise scoop using the corner of the bristles. This second way is disturbingly more efficient, due to the fact that the broad strokes just tend to make the leaves roll over onto the side rather than get into the dustpan. Still, even with this efficient method, the leaf remains in place. Sometimes. There are about 3,000 leaves, and since some fall, some fail to clear, the sidewalk takes about 3,500 strokes. The sunlight covers everything. My mind is completely blank. There are two kinds of leaves. I'm almost finished. I sweep a pod into the dustpan, and something falls onto my neck. Another pod, which tumbles down my neck right into the spot I had just cleared. I got one more. Okay, this one's gonna be a thing. This one's gonna be a thing. It's called love bombing. When it first struck me that I was in love with you, I was so angry. I thought, what have I got myself into this time? And I resolved never to tell you. And I wrote a poem about all the things I'd say instead of I love you, that ends with me screaming. I actually read that poem here one time. I was like, ah! Yeah! When I get home from work, you were waiting at my door. Your disposition that of a wounded animal. Watching your phone with eyes the color of an ocean in a world where the sky is red. And when you looked up at me, it was with the tenderness of a sufferer looking upon her mercy killer. You weren't even angry that I was late, which was so different than anyone I'd ever loved before. And that night, I discovered a terrifying new dimension of my personality. Now, some of my lovers have asked me to be brutal. And it may surprise you to hear that I never really enjoyed it that much. I read a book on this once. It was called BDSM 101. And it was from the 70s. And one of the most popular things they would do to really get into a character was to play Nazi and the woman plays Jew. In those relationships, the past ones, we always knew well which of us were the real Gestapo. But that night, with you, I overstepped my bounds. Like by a bolt of lightning, my mind was silenced. And I took out a paddle that I had bought that Valentine's Day. And while inside you, I kept hitting you and hitting you and hitting you until your ass was purple. And when I finished, I cried. You cried. I did not cry. And I was confused. Yeah. Stroking your hair and whispering into your ear. Woo! A lion plays with a lion, and a lion plays with a gazelle. Both are play, but they are very, very different. One feels much better. I tried to assure her that I did it for her pleasure, not for my own. But in truth, it was probably the first time I ever really did something just for myself. The next day, we both felt really shook up. And I tried to explain myself in text and to make her feel better. And I think it sort of worked, but I couldn't tell for sure. My head was whirling. That night, she posted a poem on her Substack.
No!
Where she described an ominous, terrible thing.
Dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. And she described herself as water in someone's hands. And I went to an electronic dance show where a hot gay bartender latched onto me. He pulled me into the employee bathroom to cope with this other guy that he wasn't attracted to and didn't want to bang. And it was clear that they were both hoping we'd all suck each other's dicks or something. But instead, one of them pulled out a pen and they started writing graffiti on the wall. And they handed it to me and told me to write something. I had been writing porno poems all week. So my mind was filled with the most heinous shit you could possibly imagine. But everything that popped into my head was either too mean or I didn't want it to be censored. So I just let go and I wrote, Gaylord King. Then I stood back and looked at what I wrote. Gaylord King. It was a really strange thing to write in that circumstance. But I don't know, it was honest. I always felt kind of gay. Even if I didn't want to physically have sex with men, I felt spiritually gay. Even more, I felt sort of like the king of the gays. Like, I could fuck any gay man I wanted. And now, I was even gayer than gay. I was in love. After the bartender poured me a shot and kissed me on the cheek, I made my escape and called you. You live 7 blocks away, we're at home. In no makeup, in your pajamas. I smoked a cigarette as I walked, and when I got there, I asked you how you were, and you led me into your room. And you told me you were feeling better emotionally, but your ass still hurt a little bit. I told you I was high on cocaine and laid down on my back, and you laid down on your side, and I told you about my night. Then I turned toward you and I said, by the way, I'm in love with you. And you started blinking so much it was like you had a nervous condition. And then you told me you loved me too. And then the bombs went off. Nuclear bombs planted by Chinese terrorists right around the corner. And the blast knocked down your building. And tons of concrete came toppling down onto us. But not before the heat from the blast had melted the skin of our bones into a soup. And we melted and fused. and never had to deal with what comes after we say I love you.
Billy Pedlow is like an adjunct professor here. So he gets to lecture, you know, like, that was fantastic. Give it up for Billy Pedlow! Legendary Billy Pedlow. Okay, we've got a lot of exciting performers. I'm just going to do a little, we've got DJ Cleary next. We've got Lillian Boodaghians on deck. We've got Sean Bottoms and Noel. We've got Jack Ludkey and Mike Akunna. We've got Martyr coming over. We've got Phoebe Bradbury. We've got Jason King. We've got Jason King. We got tons of amazing stuff. So don't you dare go anywhere. Everybody get another drink. Get settled in. We're just getting started. Can we get DJ Clearing up, everybody? I'm very excited. He's here from Wisconsin. So we're very excited to have him from out of town. What's the news from Wisconsin?
It is so good to be here. What an incredible place. KBG. I've heard about it so many times. It is an honor to be here. We got a poem for you.
Yeah.
A spark and a flash. That spring day so long ago, in the grass field by our house, it was just you and me, being kids out for an adventure. Mom had gone to the store. I took the matches from the kitchen door. They were always there for lighting birthday candles and the grill. The spark, the light, the flames, the heat, the color, the smoke were all so fascinating. Like the soldiers on television, we went out to play war. Running and hiding, crawling through the grass. No one could see us as we hunted the enemy of our parents' war. Bang, bang! You're dead. Take no prisoners. Soldiers get hungry from the fight in the battle, so we gathered the dry grass and rolled it into a clump. I had never lit a match before. Opening the cover, ripping the match from the pretty rows of red tips, striking it across the flint. A spark and a flash. The wind blew it out. A spark and a flash, a spark and a flash, a spark and a flash. Finally it lit, and I threw it into the wad. It was like magic as it burst into flames. The wind picked it up and blew the fiery mass into the tall stems. First there was just a little smoke. Then the flames climbed to the sky. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know. We ran and ran and ran until we got back home. You could hear the sirens, the fire trucks, the neighbors' screams, horses, cows, and pigs still in their stalls. The field went into a blaze. Over 166 acres burnt. 4 horses, 3 barns, 5 silos, and the corn shed. I never told anyone about the fire of my youth. I don't think I ever will.
Hell yeah, give it up for DJ Clear. Do you have a book? Book or anything?
I do not have a book, but you can find me on DJ Clearing online. Okay, I've got a book in the works and a couple manuscripts with publishers. Hopefully they get going.
Fantastic. Well, check out DJ Clearing online, everybody. All the way from Wisconsin. Beautiful. That was powerful. And snazzy dresser too, so give it up for that blazer with the, All right, we've got Jack Ludkey in the hole, we've got Sean Bottoms on deck. Can we get the very, very, very funny Lillian Boodaghians up? Are you out there? Lillian Boodaghians, are you still here? Yes, give it up for the comedy stylings of Lillian Boodaghians.
Thank you for shortening that for me. I don't know how to use the mic stand, so. I'm gonna read some jokes today because I didn't memorize them. So I've been looking for an apartment, and you guys know how hard it is to find an apartment in New York. All the brokers, they kind of just like pit you against each other. They want to see that you'll literally do anything to get the apartment. What's up with that? I know, what's up with that? I was telling my friend about it, and she was like, oh, would you ever sleep with someone to get a great apartment? And I was like, yeah. My boyfriend. Yeah, I don't have a boyfriend. So I had to sleep with a broker. No, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm single. I'm on the apps now, but I used to try to date in person. But I always got told that I was unapproachable. I don't think that's true though. Just ask the guy who mugged me last week. I'm on the apps. I was in a conversation with someone recently on the apps, and out of nowhere, they messaged me, oh, you look anemic. And I was like, okay, he wants to roleplay doctor. I was like, it might be better in person, but maybe he has a telehealth medicine kink. So I sent him some pictures of my suspicious moles, and he did not respond to those. Big thumbs down to him on ZocDoc. I have a friend who is really into self-help books. He's reading one right now called How to Do Nothing. Let me tell you, if you're reading the book, you're already failing. I looked this book up, it's actually a bestseller. But literally there's no one I would trust less to teach me how to do nothing than someone who wrote an entire book. The only person I trust to teach me how to do nothing is someone who like doesn't know what a book is. Let's see what else I have today. Oh yeah, I got an Alexa recently. Flips page to I got an Alexa recently, and I like it. You can like shout the name of a song and it like plays it, which is like great for your mood. Because like yelling at something that doesn't deserve it makes me feel great. I saw a lady with a tattoo that said balance on her wrist. And then I wrote this stupid joke. So I have a tattoo that says balance on the back of my foot. Problem is, every time I try to look at it, I fall over. That is such a groaner. Okay, I was walking today and I saw one of those signs that says danger men working. Those signs always bother me. Like, in college, I was taught, like, be concise. We don't need the word working on that sign. What else do we have? Oh, I also hate when people tell me to say more. I'm not taking commands from a guy who can only piece 2 words together. Are these all the bad jokes I have to tell today? I think that's all I have. Woo! Thank you for suffering through that with me.
Yes. Give it up for Lillian Boodaghians trying stuff out. Reading notes off your phone is my favorite genre of performance, by the way. Just a little hint. Okay, we've got a lot of exciting performers. We got Mike Akunna in the hole. We've got Jack Ludkey on deck. We've got Martyr coming up. We've got Phoebe Bradbury coming up. But now, give it up. Can we get Sean Bottoms up? Sean Bottoms played a little earlier, some guitar, and he's going to come and serenade us again. So give it up for Sean Bottoms, everybody. 2 drink minimum.
You want to sit? Sit.
Hello everyone. much. I just like to say thank you so much to everyone for sharing. Like the energy, the passion in this space, you can really feel it. So I appreciate y'all. You're right here.
For the ones who want yours. So yeah. What's up? Yeah.
Just give me 2 seconds to calm my nerves, darling. I think you knew a long time ago, but you never let up, you never let me in. So I can't get through to you, and I don't know what to do with my honeymoon kind of love. Da 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 da. You turn me to a fool, take away my winter blues, and turn them to a dream of the spring. Fly me to the moon, let me dance with you, and girl, I wanna hear you sing. The sun and the stars, the near and the far, you are everything.
Thank you all so much. You can find me on Instagram at Bottoms, SCANBOTTOMS. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful talent. Give it up for Sean Bottoms, everybody. Sean Bottoms. Check him out. What's going on? Okay. Next week, we got Juneteenth celebration. June 26th, we've got our Pride extravaganza. Sign up now. Summer vacation has just started. Summer school, we're going to be here all summer, okay? You're not going anywhere. You're coming here every week. Monday, 2 drink minimum. Summer school, you better be here or you're failing. You're going back. You're going to have to do a whole another year of open mic. You're never going to make it, okay? You got to do your 10,000 hours. That's why we're here. All right. We've got, if Martyr's on deck, if he's out there, we got Mike Akunna in the hole. Can we get Jack Ludkey up? Jack Ludkey, gonna read some poetry. Very excited. Give it up for Jack Ludkey. Easy Paradise debut.
Woo! Let's go, baby! Also from Wisconsin.
Oh yeah!
Let's go, Wisconsin! My poems aren't very funny, so I'm just gonna get my humor out now. I come back to New York a lot, so it's weird seeing a golf
literally the golf, the sport on Avenue A. Never thought I'd see that before.
Yes, thank you.
It's crazy. You can go in there and putt. That's all they have.
What happened?
What happened? I like to know. Sorry with the shortage.
I don't think Margaret's gonna read anymore.
Thank you, Billy. Oh, wow.
They don't want to read?
Alright. On that note, our mind is made up, and it seems like it's our last time for real, for real. I knew it when you bought that Valentino nightgown you always wanted. I wish I could say I was proud of you. We said it would be our last time so many, many times ago. Can this be our last time too? I hear the hounds in the brush now. I hear them all around me, with the usual bells and whistles and all the same resentments. I lower my belly to the ground. We agree to disagree. I see the pigs on the farm up north have gone on hunger strike, and they're carrying signs saying, "We want to live." It should demand something more reasonable. A higher concentration of cornmeal or an electric blanket were to be given to the hills and wildflowers, and not the noxious skies above. I wish the glass wedding dress wasn't so revealing. I wish the burnt out Mustang on the side of the road could be claimed and carried away so I could stop waving back at it. I guess the first part of being sick is prevention. I guess we already messed that part up. I guess the second step is taking accountability. No, wait, that's for something else. I think things would be better if we didn't find a different bed to share every night. I think things would be better if we didn't find a different bed to share each night. I think things would be better if we could say no instead of yes. I think things would be better if we weren't so very, very sick. Oh, does no mean nothing to you? Don't worry, it never meant much to me either.
Give it up for Jack Ludkey. Wisconsin represent tonight. Tonight's Wisconsin night in Easy Paradise. Yeah, thank you. Give it up, Jack Ludkey. All right, you know, if you're a comedian, you don't have to be funny. I just want to say that. If you just want to talk, that's fine too. It's a lot of pressure, I know, to be funny. But, okay, we've got, I guess Martyr might not read. He's in the green room. He's kind of, there's fun happening in the green room.
They're in the green room.
There. I'm sorry. They're in the green room. There's fun stuff happening in the green room. People want to check it out? All right, we've got Jason King in the hole. We've got Phoebe, Bradbury on deck. Let's get Mike Akunna up, everybody. Mike Akunna, very funny comedian. Are you out there? Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
What's up, y'all? I am not from Wisconsin. I'm from Toronto. Yeah. I recently moved to New York from Toronto. You know your life isn't going super well when you take the megabus internationally. That's kind of how I moved here. Most people fly on planes, you know. No, why get here in an hour when you can get here in 11, you know? Why watch an in-flight movie on a plane when you can watch a divorce on the I-95, you know? Yeah. People are a little weird here in New York. Like I got invited to be in a threesome not too long ago. This guy wanted me to come to his apartment to have sex with his girlfriends. And I went. No girlfriend in the apartment. Oh. just me and homie. Yeah. And he tried to make it seem like I was the weird one. It's like, you're already here, bro. It's like, oh, come on, bro. Oh, you're just gonna leave? Oh, okay, you know? Yeah, I'm the weird one. And just for context, I spent like 10 years of my life living in Africa, and like where I'm from, unfortunately, it's not just frowned upon to do gay stuff. You can actually go to jail, which sounds backwards, but it's actually very progressive when you think about it, you know? We all know what happens in jail, right? You know? It's not even jail anymore, you know? It's just just a safe space, really, you know? Just to kiss me, you know? Yeah, I lost my phone in an Uber for like 3 days, and then I got my phone back. I had 30 missed calls, all for myself. Nobody else called me, no text message, nothing. Not even a telemarketer, you know? Like, I'm not in the market for new life insurance, but I'm in the market for like a friend, you know? I could use that, you know? And the poor Uber driver had to drive like a long way to give me my phone back. And I felt, you have to tip them, right, when they drive that long. I'm like, look man, I don't have a lot of money, dude, but like, do you want the phone? Like, clearly don't need this shit, right? You probably use it. And he did not take my phone. Not because he's a good guy, but because it's an Android. It's like, ew, gross. He has friends. Yeah. A lot of people are like switching phones now. Like they're switching from like smartphones to like flip phones. You know, these like hipster fucks. You know? I don't understand it, you know? Like if I don't have apps on my phone, if I can't like surf the internet or play games, I have no need for a phone. It's just a pocket weight, you know? To remind me that I exist, only physically, but not in the hearts and minds of people, you know? I need my apps. Yeah. 3 days, guys, 3 days. You know how long it takes to be reported missing in New York City? Like 24 hours. My phone has been for 3 days, nobody. You ever get jealous of like missing people? You ever see like, when I see the missing reports, I just get like jealous, you know? Oh, really? 24 hours you're missing? Oh, we get it. You're cool. You have friends, you know? Oh, you got kidnapped? Really? You're that irresistible, bitch? Really? Okay. And I heard one person was reported to might have drowned in a river. I'm like, here we go. Now we're talking. Yeah. The river of love and affection. I'm like, fuck, you know? Yeah, that's where I'm at in my life. I have no gripe with like lifestyle influencers, hot, rich, and I don't give a fuck. My gripe is with like murder victims. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah, it's sad. real sad. Yeah. Okay. I'll do this quickly. Did you guys go to high school? Is this relatable? You guys go to high school? Okay. I don't want to be a dick or anything, but like, you guys have guidance counselors in high school? Yeah. Okay. I had a blind guidance counselor, and I kind of felt ripped off. I feel like you're gonna be a guidance counselor, you gotta like see and shit, you know? It's guidance, you know? You can't trust a skinny chef, you can't trust like a blind guidance counselor, you know? If you're gonna give me advice, you know some basic things about me is my point, right? And because of the way that I talk, this guy didn't know that I was black. He's giving me really bad advice. He's like, look, Mike, don't go to Howard University, Mike, okay? He's like, between you and me, he's like, a lot of niggers, bro. Oh, Mike. Just give me the blind look. He's blind, he's an asshole. I'm not the asshole here, guys. Alright, thank you.
Yeah!
Give it up for Mike Akunna, everybody. Very, very funny stuff. Alright, I have a special announcement to make, okay? If you tune in on your phone, okay, I want to reveal this to everybody.
I'm on TV.
I have a reality show. It's on Manhattan Public Access Television. It's airing right now. It's on every Monday at 11 p.m.
That's the soundtrack.
Yeah.
We're on TV right now.
It's on Brooklyn Public Access at 11:30. It's on Manhattan Public Access at 11 p.m. I dominate Manhattan Public Access Monday nights, okay? I've got the market cornered. Check out Scenes from a Life on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, airing 11 p.m. on the Lifestyle Channel. It's on the Lifestyle Channel. So if you're bored, check it out. I'm just going to have it on over here. Ashley was excited about it. I don't know. Okay, let's get, well, Martyr doesn't want to read. So we've got Ray Guzman in the hole. We've got Jason T. Coker in the hole. Jason King on deck. Let's get Phoebe Bradbury up. So Jason King is next, then Jason T. Coker after that. Woo! Give it up for Phoebe Bradbury, everybody.
Hey, hey. It's great to be back. I haven't been here for 6 weeks. Yeah. I was in an art hole, which, besides a poetry hole, is the best other place to be in. But yeah, it's cool to see old faces, new faces. This mic is always weird as fuck, which is a vibe. I have 2 new poems to read, and then I have a show that I put together to plug. So come along for the ride. Alright, this first one is our collective rhyme. Broken, breaking spine. Popping bubbles as the crone whines. She's listened to the fat baby's cries. The swollen cheeks and empty gums have given her hope to whisper on the scratches of the willow wisps. From beginning we stood, silent, observing, tasting the lies within ourselves. From the end, we sat, stale, hibernating, scolding the joys of our child, formidable in our brilliance. This is the room, this is the place, this is the room within the place, this is the sax, this is the strum, this is the sax within the strum. And to where has the little girl come? And the when did the little girl run? And which why was the little girl gone? And whose what gave the little girl some? This is the place, this is the room, this is the place without the room, this is the strum, this is the sax, this is the strum without the sax. And from here did the grown one come, and to now has the grown one run. And that answer is the grown one gone, and no one gives the grown one some. Listen to the will-o-wisps, growing roots unearthed in time. The crone has stopped her whine with the strengthening of your spine, and the fat baby has learned to crawl, is biting on the vine, and to the beginning we stand, and to the end we climb, sucking the dragged marrow of life. Collective cud drips out, collective rhyme.
Yeah!
Oh, thanks. All right, this next one, in part of my art hole, I have a gallery show going on, and I wrote this poem by hand, which was stupid and took hours, on a big piece of paper, and then I framed it. So if anyone really fucking likes this, you can DM me because it's available for purchase in a frame. All right, it's called An April Tuesday. I don't feel very much alive today, and I cannot say this is a rare emotion. Only that it never seems to come when the flattened rats cross my path. It does not spring to spurts when my mother speaks of another word gone from my father's tongue, and that he is still a numbers guy when he announces the temperature to her multiple times throughout their coursing day. I feel very much alive when the rain comes down, splattering the spaces between city bricks, creating heaviness above my lashes, and when the overly broken ankle aches as a wisdom tooth in my left leg, during cold snaps, snowstorms, and when the icy currents of hometown beaches encompass my naked body at midnight hours, I am very much real. I don't very much feel alive this afternoon, with all the quiet spaces decorating these brick walls, and the emptiness of tasks for my hands to accomplish. The vacuum of a text sitting unanswered. But the glass shard from a misplaced goblet remains on the bar, and the beer remains in the taps. And I message the ones who love me, so I must have learned somewhere along the way that I very much am alive, and very much would like to continue living.
Woo! Yeah!
Who wants to buy it? Alright, here's my shameless plug, not so shameless because it's going to be fucking cool. I have put together, curated, am hosting a weird fusion poetry show. It is in Brooklyn at a brewery called Strong Road, which I happen to work at, hence my access to the venue. It's super amazing. It's a huge space. It's right on one of the piers in Red Hook, so it has like a 180 view of the Hudson, Statue of Liberty. It's a free show. There are 5 other artists that have all crossed this stage before. RTS Neutral, Christian Cappadonna, who both of them came up tonight. Valiant Housewife will be there. Caitlin Miles will be there. Hannah Walker Finney. It's going to be a vibe. Fucking come through. June 22nd. Starts at 8 p.m.
All right.
Yes, all right. That's it. I'm done. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
June 22nd, 8 p.m. in Red Hook. Check it out. Phoebe, Bradbury, give it up one more time. Thank you for coming out. It's great to have you back. But the art hole is important. I understand. It's great to go down in, and we're going down the open mic hole right now, everybody. Okay, we've got Ray Guzman in the hole. We've got Jason T. Cocker on deck. We've got Alex Schmidt in the whole hole. Let's get the great, the very funny, the king of comedy. Give it up for Jason King!
Hey guys, make some noise for yourselves. What's going on? Alright, cool. Phoebe, give it up for Phoebe one more time. She spoke about the Statue of Liberty. I've actually never been to Statue of Liberty. I think it's pretty common for New Yorkers, you know? Any New Yorkers here have never been to Statue of Liberty? Woo! Yeah? Okay. Cool. I actually lived in I left New York like for 5 years. I lived in San Francisco. I don't know if you guys know this, but in San Francisco they're actually paying reparations. So I'm going to move back soon. That's what's going to happen. But you know, New York is like way more gentrified than when I left. Like, and sometimes I wonder like how bold the first hipster had to be to put a hipster store in the middle of the hood. Yeah. And then you realize that the hipster stores have nothing that robbers want. Right? If someone broke into a hipster store, you'd be like, all right, give me all the fucking artisanal James. Matter of fact, let me get one of them tan journals. And remind myself never to do this again. I never like going to like gentrified neighborhoods that are on the edge of the hood. You know, because like the white people there are afraid of the black people, and I'm afraid of the black people. And so it like makes for like a very confusing situation. Like a girl will be looking at me, she's like, there's a strange black man here. I'm like, where? She's like, he's freaking out. I was like, we gotta run. She runs, I run behind her. You know, she like gives up. She's like, I'll give you whatever you want. I just run past her. We can't give up now. I was going to a show yesterday, and when I got there were about like 20 police cars. And these police cars, they were looking for somebody. And so I got out of my car, and a cop came up to me, and he was like, are you Sean? And I was like, no. And then he's like, we're looking for Sean. I was like, is this your plan? They probably already met Sean. Like, they went up to him and was like, are you Sean? He's like, no. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Who is this Sean that's so heinous that he needs 20 police cars, but he never tells a lie? I'm trying to be more fashionable. I'm trying to fit in with the kids, I guess. I started wearing more like baggy jeans. Yeah. My pants are baggy. Come on, give it to me. They're flare jeans. Okay, come on. Give me some credit. All right, I started wearing more baggy pants, and here's the thing. I miss my skinny jeans. Right? I miss how efficient they were to take off. You know, because like maybe like took a little bit of effort, but by the time you were done, you also took off your socks. You scrubbed off dead skin. You know, you gave your calves a close shave. Let's see what else has happened in my life. I've learned that I'm bad at talking to women. Here's why I know: is because I realized that there's no place that you can put lotion in your house that isn't suspicious. Right? Like you put it by your bed. Rookie mistake. All right. No one's having trouble going to sleep because they're chapped knees. But anyway, speaking about lotion, I recently watched the Kim Kardashian sex tape. Yeah, all right, I'm being vulnerable here. I recently watched the Kim Kardashian sex tape. I don't know if you know this, but in the beginning of the sex tape, Ray J kneels into the camera, and he goes, "Hey, little homie, when you're jacking off, go hard for me." And my favorite part of this is that there was this 2000s musician who was like, even this porno needs an intro. The thing is, like, he knew his audience, because like usually on the songs it's like, "Hey girl, I don't know where I'm wrong." But here was like, "Hey teenage boys, get you some viscous lotion and have a good time." The thing is, like, it didn't even need to be in the porno, right? The editor could have cut it out, and then Ray J was like, "Nah, that's important. Otherwise, how will they know what to do?" So, I'll talk about this. I feel like a lot of times people will say that like comedians will like make jokes about things that are kind of fucked up, you know. And I think I'm here to say that, like, I feel like the reason a lot of people become comedians is usually because they went through something terrible in their life. And they had to try to make funny out of something that was unfunny, right? Like, I remember when my parents were physically beating each other. And at some point, my mom, it's not the funny part, but at some point my mom smacked the bottle over my dad's head. And it made it sound like, "Doop." And I was like, that's kind of funny. And then I went to school and I told my friends, I was like, "Hey guys, yeah, yesterday my mom smacked my dad with a bottle and it sounded kind of like a bongo." They were like, "That's kind of funny." And I was like, "Oh, they're laughing. This feels kind of good." And so I just started telling more people, you know, that same story, but like with better cadence. You know? So I just go around schools like, "I'm living through trauma right now. I cry myself to sleep every night. That's what I do." All right, let's see. I don't think I have a lot of time, so I'll say this one thing and I'll get off the stage. Let's see. One of my trans friends, she's gonna get some boob implants. And so they sent her some boob implant samples in the mail. And I told this to my dad. My dad's a pretty old-fashioned dude, so I told him this. And he was like, "That's ridiculous. She needs to go to the store like everyone else." I had my time to hear him.
Jason King is a real artist. Thank you for, that was brilliant. Thank you for talking about that stuff. Give it up for Jason King. Very funny, very smart. All right, we've got Ashley in the hole. We've got Alex Schmidt on deck. Can we get Ray Guzman up? Is Ray Guzman in the house? We've been waiting. Once again, it's a 2-drink minimum, everybody. It's Monday night. We're having a great time. Come up and see me. If if you're thinking I maybe didn't see you, or if you've fallen through the cracks, if you're waiting for your turn, just come up and say hello. Give it up for Ray Guzman, making their way to the stage, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Our fathers and our grandfathers, is that right there?
So I am a poet out of the Lower East Side in the South Bronx. I hate fucking wet clothes. I got caught in the rain, and I'm pretty sure my date tonight is trying to get me drunk, so a lot of conflicting emotions going on.
What's that?
I have a very abrasive nature, so these poems are gonna be mad fucking subversive. Just bear with me.
Right here. So
we're gonna start with how ill I am. Yeah. I'm so fucking ill, I'll be breaking your lines apart to show you why your rhymes are garbage. I found that shit exhausting. How you came around and thought I couldn't recognize what a facade is. Do I look like a fucking stereotype? Good luck trying to push a nigga like me off into the margin. Statistically speaking, Being the odds didn't come with a trophy, it came with traumas. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna start that whole shit all the fuck over, okay? Woo! I'm so fucking ill, I'll be breaking your lines apart to show you why your rhymes are garbage. I found it insulting. How you came around and thought I couldn't recognize what a facade is. Do I look like a fucking stereotype? Good luck. Trying to push a nigga like me off into the margin. Statistically speaking, being the odds didn't come with a trophy, it came with traumas. Do I look like a fucking cartoon drawing? You're working on a part 3, even though the first 2 were boring, and I would never let the public gas me like that. They used to make me feel like I had no redeemable qualities, so I would never fall for the false pat on the back. I would accept it. Even though it all felt like a stab, it was whack. I found myself overcompensating for qualities that my assailants actually lack. And as a matter of fact, when I get mad, all I see is red. I'm in all black. You think I'm concerned with your nonsense. It was the golden hour in New York. I was laid up with a queen photographing a figure like it was a decorative object. Your lover probably treat you like a project. Every woman I ever brought around me got a lot of respect for my mindset. This isn't a humble brag. These are the audacious meditations of a nobody. It's taking a stand against the fact that there's like no standard right now. Woo! Yeah. This second poem doesn't make me sound like any less of a pain in the ass, but here we go, you know. It'll never not be ill to me the way you reduce me down to nothing. I know you be trying to snatch the rug right the fuck up from under me. It's like every time you see my bird in the sky, you get to reach in for your guns. Like if you could ever work up the nerve to say what it really is you want from me, ask around. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. And if there was ever any opportunity to lower my defenses, I would get the enemy move slow and all the commotion. They be trying to twist my linchpins and shrink me down to a comfortable size like rat shit and roaches. It's like every time I take a V home, you can't believe it. It benumbs you. Leaving you stuck there, statuesque like sleep paralysis without movement reaching. I bet you love it when I'm fucked up. You be hoping I crash my whole shit and end up scalp deep dying, drowning in the ocean, sinking, you bugging out. How dare I? Transfix a dream and fashion it by your desires to give you the runaround. I don't speak to run my mouth, I'd rather be gone. To exact the death of my enemies wouldn't be enough for the power in my name to live on. I got heart, Jack. And even though my lower self offered to play you, I rescind that notion and turn this whole situation I'm drunk. This whole situation in the art, you fucking talk dog crap. I've been off that. I'm gonna do one more poem and then get out of here.
Yeah.
This next poem isn't really an asshole poem. This is like more like gonna humanize me a little bit. Here we go. It's called Stone Frames and Real Auras. And then I'm gonna do some shameless plugs at the end because I also hosted open mic. Here we go. Since I was a kid, permeated my lungs, I've been using cigarette smoke to suffocate the beckoning of my sorrows. My frame is still all shaken up from every time I had to survive myself, you know, protecting me still, this aura I was born in, proving its dexterity emanates raw power like the sun, surrender unto it. Didn't you know that to stare into me too long would be foolish? My lover, you go blind. You were as my favorite student, observing all, reflecting back the light of my shine. It was in your physical absence I could find you waltzing into, wandering the back corners of my mind. I hated that. The way you knew I spoke in scattered thoughts, picking out what made the most sense to say it back, it was all gravy. You had a maniacal laugh like mine because we were both crazy, and while you were growing, it was like in all the worst ways I let the world change me, so why bother trying to save me? And that's my last poem. I'm not done with you yet. I got 10 more seconds. I host an open mic out of 322 Troutman, not fucking free. We charge $10 at the door. We got a live jazz band. You can smoke weed at the venue, full bar. We be having food. Pull up, it's a good look.
Yeah. Give it up for Ray Guzman, everybody. Check out the open mic. Is the notebook still out there? I was passing around. You got it? Oh, right, sick. So it made it all the way around. All right, I can't wait till we read it at the end.
Yes.
That'd be kind of fun. We'll read it at the end. That'll be the poem we all wrote together here in summer school, okay? That's right. We're going to straighten these kids out here in summer school. We got some great entertainment coming up. We got Bradman in the hole. We've got Ashley on deck. Can we get Alex Schmidt up to do some entertaining for us? Give it up for Alex Schmidt, everybody.
This is a little awkward. I forgot my guitar.
Oh.
Maybe borrow. Well,
I'd give you mine, but it's in drop
well,
C.
I do have this though. I don't actually know any magic tricks, but it makes me feel comfortable while I tell jokes. Woo! My name is Alex, but if you don't like anything I say, my name is Natalie, and I live in Harlem. So it's Pride Month. Shout out to the LGBT2 out there in the audience. I don't know anything about being gay, hence why I fuck up the acronym. While I'm not gay, I do have low self-esteem. So sometimes like I go on Grindr, I don't crave dick. Like I crave validation from strangers. Like hence this. I'm single. Hopefully, it's a surprise to some of you.
Can someone please date my friend Schmidt?
I can't really deal with hecklers right now. I've only done this like 4 times. The only girl I have right now is my right hand, but even she sometimes leaves me for other dudes. One of my friends told me that I might need to watch less porn. He said that watching a lot of porn can actually cause hearing loss. I didn't understand a word he said. But what he actually told me is that the more you watch can actually cause you to objectify women more. Reasonable. So that's why now I don't watch porn with any women in it. Someone else said that I might need to expand my dating pool. Asked me if I'd ever date a trans woman. I thought about it. I probably would. They're probably the only woman that could give a good hand job. Years of experience, no longer under the belt. Now, I read an article recently saying that you should start with your dream, and then work backwards from there to figure out how to achieve it. So my dream girl would be Taylor Swift. Now, unobtainable, probably, but let's pretend for the purposes of this joke. Now, it'd be a very high profile dating someone like that. It'd be like people are trying to figure out in the news. But it would not be a mystery with me. I wouldn't want to keep secrets just to keep her. I would update my resume immediately. Alex Schmidt, engineer, writer, Taylor Swift's boyfriend. I'd bust through the doors of TMZ. Hey, it's me. I'm the boyfriend. It's me. Okay. Do we have, this is probably a pretty well-read audience, right? Yeah, so I was at a bookstore recently, The Strand, it's pretty good. They have a whole aisle, for Christianity. A whole aisle, I thought they just had one book. But shout out to those brave writers out there though. Must be hard to compete with the alleged word of God. So I'm just gonna get in the light, so I'll just end on this one. I just want to clarify some slander. Last time I was here, there was this I'm from Boston. There was this New York comedian who was saying if you're from Boston, you should jump off the Brooklyn Bridge. I was no, as a Maxwell myself, we wouldn't be caught literally dead in New York. We jump off the Zakim. And I think Mass gets kind of a bad rap. You see all these shootings in the news, horrible. If anything, they should be called Texas shootings. Alright, I'm working on that one.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys.
Give it up for Alex Schmidt, making us laugh on the fly. That was fantastic. All right, we've got Sir Hobby Dar in the hole. We got Bradman on deck. Very excited about this next performer. I think it's going to be a little monologue. Excited. Can we get Ashley Escobar, everybody? Give it up for Ashley.
Hi. Anyone here go to a liberal arts college? Yeah. So, I don't know. I stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped going to Forget Me Not because whenever you go to Forget Me Not, there's like a bumper sticker right in the entrance that says, "I majored in liberal arts. Do you want fries with that?" And I just sit there and I'm completely terrorized, so I never go back. Anyways, I went to Bennington, and I feel like I always get the same 3 questions. It depends on the kind of person. Like, you know, like an older millennial will be like, "Oh, like the John Mouse song." But like a Gen Z TikTok user would be like, oh my god, it's so dark academia, Donna Tartt, blah blah blah, the secret history. But then, you know, some people in Dime Square, some trad cath people will be like, oh my god, so you were on the Wet Brain Discord. You saw Angelicism. Like, my friends were in Angelicism, if anyone's seen the movie. Anyways, I don't think I did a really good job at Bennington or like being a liberal arts student, because I didn't know until earlier this summer that sadomasochism stems from Marquis de Sade. I don't know. But, I don't know, has anyone here seen the Meyerowitz stories?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think what he got wrong with the Meyerowitz stories is that the girl who, like, she goes to Bard, but then she, like, starts making, like, porn or whatever. I feel like if Noah Baumbach was trying to make it closer to reality, she would have gone to Hampshire. Anyone here go to Hampshire? No? It's where everyone, like, you know, creates these, like, fake like, school clubs to get a house together to have, like, alien sex cult parties. Anyways. So, I don't know. I come here a lot. There's always this comedian who's, like, trying to make a joke about incest, and he's like, you know, our grandfather was the same person or something. But my friend Tyler came and he critiqued that guy and was like, you know what would be better about that joke? If our father was the same person. Anyways, talking about incest, I've been watching a lot of Woody Allen lately. And I don't know, when you watch it like back to back to back, it's like the same thing. It's like, you know, oh my god, do I believe it? Like, is there a god out there? Or, you know, there's always like a Columbia professor. There's always a neurotic guy trying to write a novel and he wants to cheat on his spouse. Anyways, I'm like, I don't know, like.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! Well, you know, like, it's Manhattan. I don't know, they all get mixed up after a certain point, but in Manhattan, she's like, oh my god, like all your friends, they're like a cast in a Fellini film. Well, you know, like in my generation, it's like, oh my god, all your friends are like a cast of a Woody Allen film. Anyways, well, whatever. I'm like the middle age, you know, like white cis novelist who's failing to write a novel. You know, so I'm just gonna cheat my spouse with a younger 20-year-old. Anyways, you know who I like more than Godard? I like Eric Romer. Has anyone seen Eric Romer? So, I like Love in the Afternoon, but I was expecting there to be more sex in it. There really wasn't anything in it. It was just like, I don't know, I thought it was good, but I thought it was gonna be better. Anyways, I was just at this poetry reading, and I got triggered. They should put a trigger warning for like intense nostalgia or something. So they were talking about like, there was like this dialogue between these two people that took place in winter in February, and I don't know, February. Honestly, like, April isn't the cruelest month, February. You know, thank God it's short. But, I don't know, I was just sitting there and I was like thinking about like looking out into this church, I don't know, in winter. It was like, I don't know, winter was weird, and I was thinking about John Ashbery and like this playground I'd stare out from Matt's apartment and all that, but now it's summer anyways. So, I don't know if you guys follow my Twitter, but, fun. Well, I don't know. Well, I'm not wearing any lipstick right now because the 38-year-old can only handle like 100% natural, like Burt's Bees chapstick. And like, I don't even know if he can handle this one because it's like chai flavored or something. He might have to use like a plain one. I don't know. He's like very fragile, you know. His like diet consists of gluten-free mini cupcakes. Anyways, I have a short poem that I'm gonna read. Woo!
Yeah.
There's a Fiddler song called Wake, Bake, Skate, but this is called Wake, Bake, Get Laid. I am your unresolved sonnet. Let's get a shot of my existential ennui on the second floor of Duane Reade. Everything is orange. These are the end times. East Coast wildfire season to follow train derailment. The stores have run out of mini composition notebooks, but I'm an ongoing diary of a teenage girl. I am from San Francisco, but not the 70s. I grew up on Pizza Hut and Jules. I was forced into discord and discourse. This is the summer of cold brew, rolling joints, and ignoring calls from ArtNet because you're too busy binging Woody Allen and fucking a 22-year-old. We are wild at heart. I simultaneously wear bell-bottom jeans and an American Apparel tennis skirt. It depends on how you turn the kaleidoscope. We interloped at the right time. I play tambourine in our imaginary band and record your stand-up routines. There has to be a future. Your bite mark hasn't left my right arm. I forgive you for not eating your half of the shroom. Just leave a spot for me in your diary. Thank you.
Yeah!
You're stealing my material up here. You're gonna get me canceled up here. Give it up for Ashley, everybody. Ashley comes out every week. Let's raise a toast to Ashley, the great Ashley. She was phenomenal. That was very hard what she was doing, monologuing, talking, and laying it all out there. So let's raise a toast to Ashley, everybody.
Come on my face, Daddy.
Oh my God! Get out of here! Get out! Give it up for Ashley, everybody! Ashley Escobar. Controversial. Yeah, we worked that all out and everything. That was a whole. We were rehearsing right out here. I'm gonna spit on people. I spit right on 2nd Avenue, and these people were like, "What the fuck are you doing, asshole? We'll beat the shit out of you." No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we've got Alberto Botero on deck. We got Britney Ledesma in the hole. We got Clare L coming up. We have Sir Hobby Dar coming up. Can we give it up for Brad Man, everybody? Give it up for the legendary Brad Man.
Excellent. All right, everybody. Just turned 36, and this is a song about getting old and getting worse. And it's called Damn It 2, the rare sequel to a song
I will send you like the PDF thing if you want to post. That'd be amazing, but you should definitely come out. It's gonna be weird.
When I felt I was a landslide, and I thought I had the right to trash it all. Woo! I wasn't blind, but I never noticed I was just 1,000 screaming children out on everybody's lawn. That wasn't when it wasn't all about myself, and that wasn't last week.
Have a good night, everybody.
All they said was count your blessings. When I thought a tragedy was angst on prom night. Yeah, but nowhere to go, nothing to show. It's always wondering if I'm always singing like Markup is for a reason. Woo! I killed my inner child. Now there's no one left but me. Why do I think that that's so special? I got old, but still not that old. And I'm still the youngest that I'll ever be. Woo! Does that sound cool? Am I in high school? If I write down lines, will I feel like I did when I was dumb and high? Yeah, I'm still an asshole. And I'm not asking for anyone to care. All I want is some money. Acting like the long, I guess this isn't growing up. I killed my inner child. Now there's no one left but me.
Caught ya.
Why do I think that I'm so special?
Oh my God. Shit, yes. Yes. God damn.
Give it up for Brad, man! Vans Warped Tour 23! Red Room, Vans Warped Tour at Red Room, summer school, rocking the summer school. Give it up for Brad, man! The Rock and Roll High School continues. It's the official Bob Bruya after party, everybody. Bob Bruya was at the map room, so this is come on after. Everybody's gonna be there. We're reading poetry.
Yes.
We're playing the piano.
Wait, what?
All right. So we've got Claire L in the hole. We got Britney and Ledesma on deck. Give it up for the very funny, very, very smart. Everybody listen closely to the wonderful Alberto Botero. Everybody, one of my favorites.
Dude, that was awesome.
So I'm new?
Yeah.
Yo, people! So I'm new to mushrooms and I thought it was microdosing and I didn't. Am I speaking English? And I also, this was very inspiring, so I just wrote this on mushrooms right now. So I love this country. Like, this is the only country in the planet where being stupid is defended by the Constitution. Like, fucking amazing. So I came here like about 20 years ago, and since the theme is, you know, to learn and teaching and school, yo, hold on, I'm high and I'm trying to talk and it's very difficult. No, it's okay. So you know, like, I want to be vulnerable and tell you a few things that I learned, and then we'll try to teach you something if you allow me to. So, I learned that the American dream is not what they tell you, what they sell you, it is what you make out of it. Which in my case was white women. I learned English, and I came to discover that English has a lot more words than Spanish. It has 470,000 words, and Spanish has 150,000. So a few of those words that I learned, because like here is a thought. When you don't have words for anything, for something, you can't really enjoy it. So now, in Spanish, we don't have words for squirting, quiffing, or pegging, which now I enjoy very much, because now I have words for it. But, you know, with your permission, I want to try to have you enjoy something that is very Colombian, and I'll try to teach you. If you want to participate, you can, you don't have to. Obviously, it's cursing, because we're awesome at cursing. Like, cursing is considered bad, but I believe it's only because if cursing replaces thought, then it's bad. But if it actually has nuance, you know, it can be like, I don't know, healing. So, here are a few things that I was thinking. So, there are a few things that are opposite. We use the word huevón, which means, wait, any Spanish speakers here? No, one? Un poquito. Okay. So, we use the word huevón, which means having big balls, which is opposite, because in English it means you have balls. In Spanish it's a bad thing, or at least in Colombia. However, we use the word marica, which is gay, but it is a good thing. For us, it's like a term of endearment. We call all your friends, like, we're like gay, yeah, you're gay, we're gay, my dad is gay. Like, it's awesome. Like, it's actually a good thing. Now let's make some progress. So, then you guys know puta and hijo de puta. But like, can you guys roll your R's? Because this is when it becomes like. So, we have many ways to say hijo de puta, which is hijo de puta. So, you can be a doble hijo de puta, which is a double son of a bitch. Can you repeat? Just for chits and giggles. Help me out a little bit. Doble hijo de puta. So fucking refreshing. Then you can also be triple hijo de puta, which is three times, and we have a lot of ones. Triple hijo de puta. Try to triple hijo de puta. And you can be quadruple hijo de puta, which is 4 times, and it increases in intensity. So, quadruple hijo de puta. And you can also go biblical and be 70 hijo de puta, which is 70 times 7 son of a bitch. If you're really fucking mad. You can also be a gonorrhea, which is the clap. So you can be a gonorrhea. I feel so good. Sorry, I just want to share this. But you can be, let's see if you can repeat this. Gonorrhea hijo de puta. Gonorrhea hijo de puta. It's like reverse ASMYR, like that. Gonorrhea hijo de puta. Anyway, like, I just wanted to share this. I have no idea why. Thanks for the mushrooms, but gracias, maricas.
De nada. All right.
Yo, Matt. I can't start talking about quiffing, but I think I can do enough time.
Quedamos más.
Are you done? Okay. All right.
Give it up for Alberto, botero, everybody. Very funny. I think he's one of the most hilarious comedians out there. I laugh. All right, is Jimmy Ong here? I don't think Jimmy Ong is here. Okay. So we've got Bob Bruya in the hole. We've got Claire L on deck. Okay. Let's get the hilarious Britney Ledesma. What do you say? Britney Ledesma!
Hi. Woo! Hey girls.
girls, hey, I know listening to people talk about their thoughts, snooze fest, but this is what it is. That's what it is, okay? I am working on some new bits, but I'll start with something kind of okay. Every time I would hook up with my ex, he would say, oh, your pussy's so warm. And I was like, this can't be a surprise each time, you know? But yeah, this shit comes with heated seats. I don't... Who are you used to hooking up with that's literally dead inside, you know? Like, oh no, normally it's ice cold. They actually just shoved the hammer in there right before you got this. That's where he's gonna be like, ah, it's too hot, it's burning. That could be from chlamydia though. Yo, I'm just killing in this pocket of the room right now. You all need to get on board. Okay, I was bullied out of a dyslexic school growing up, which being at dyslexic school, majority of the kids aren't just autistic. Almost all of them are neurodivergent or on the spectrum, so I was made fun of by kids that couldn't even make eye contact with me. They were like, I bet this bitch even knows how to spell her own name, okay? There was a theater class there, and I was in it. But theater at dyslexic school, that's like automatically improv, you know? If it wasn't improv, that would be such a prank on our parents. You know, like forcing us to read scripts and then come to a play. They'd be like, defund the arts after that. Okay, let's defund the arts. They'd be like, why are we paying you to teach our kids how to read and now we're being forced to watch HBO Autism the Musical 3? Okay? That's fine. Y'all aren't gonna break on me. That's okay. I'm not on shrooms, so I don't have a likable aspect going for me.
She said she will read, actually.
I was a stripper in college. I wasn't good at it. Never got called sexy, but I got called goofy a lot. I think that's because I was like, woo-hoo, want a lap dance? Then I pull a bloody handkerchief out of my ass. It was admittedly pretty goofy. And it was actually because every time I got off stage, I was walking like a newborn horse right out the womb. I had like a little, you know, little walk going on. It was like, it was fun. That's not the part I want to work on. The strip club I used to work at in college, it went viral on Twitter over COVID because they were doing drive-through lap dances. Curbside lap dances, which I'm like, you know how there's always one drunk person that tries to walk through a drive-through? I'm picturing them be like, sir, no, you need to get in your Corolla, okay? Seatbelt on, Amber, honk the horn if you need anything, okay? I don't know. Do y'all have any tags for that? No? Okay. Yo, it was the first lap dance I gave. The guy was like, gave me $100 before it, and because he knew it was my first one, but then after he was like, that was horrible, okay? He was like, I need to show you what to do. And so he proceeds to give me a lap dance. He's like, no man should ever go through that again. I was like, well, you didn't tell me I couldn't ducky, okay? So I'm like, that could never happen in any other job, you know? Like, there couldn't be a new barista at Starbucks who doesn't foam the milk right. Some guy goes back there, starts thrusting his crotch in her face. It's a genuine pony. That just can't happen in other places. It's just how it is. A lot of people think you become a stripper because you like have daddy issues. That's a common thing, and that's not true. I have a great relationship with my father. We fuck once a week. No, I actually pour myself on stage for a laugh more than I did back then. I don't know. I'm from Texas. It's a lot of people are like, oh, you escaped. I'm like, yeah, you know, I get an abortion once a week now. Doctors tell me there's nothing in there, and I'm just like, scoop it out, girl me like a pumpkin, bitch. It's literally hollowed grounds in there. Okay. I am bisexual, though. You can tell because I talk about it a lot and only date men. I get pussy, not to brag. I'm one of the good ones, okay? I promise. No, When I first started dating more women, I would bring them around my friends, and they'd be like, oh, Britney's a lesbian now, Britney's a lesbian now. I'm like, I've always been upfront about this. I'm just finding out my friends thought, oh, Britney's not bi. Britney has a drinking problem, okay? Also, like, saying I'm a lesbian now, that just disregards the fact that I still have bad taste, you know? I know. And it's like, oh, she's with a woman, she's gay, with a man, she's straight. And it's like, I'm really just willing to settle. I just like attention and free coffee. Like, if you're just buying me cappuccinos, I am dating you, whether you know it or not. And what do I want to end on? I'm going to try another bit. You guess what probably won't like, or it's not finished and I want you to finish it for me. It's like a Mad Libs for me right now. Florida, they passed a bill last year called Don't Say Gay. I don't know how they passed it if they couldn't say it. They also just they're trying to pass a bill called Don't Say Period, which how are white women going to end sentences now? I don't know. What will they do? I don't know, but they're like banning a lot of talk about like health and like education on like bodies. I feel like kids are going to come out of sex ed knowing nothing about sex and everything about storks. That's it. I have no follow-up.
Yeah!
Give it up for the easy Give it up for Britney Ledesma. Easy Paradise Summer School class clown. Hilarious stuff. Topical, we love it. We've got Gio in the hole. We've got Bob Royer on deck. It's the official Bob Royer after party, everybody. You're in the right place. You know it. This is the center of the universe right now. Very funny. I'm so excited. Give it up for the comedy stylings of Clare L, everybody. Give it up for Clare L.
Hi. How are people doing tonight? Give it up for staying this long. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to have fun tonight because I've been on vacation for about 2 weeks and have not been writing. So I think I need a nice little bomb to motivate me. What do you guys think? How do we feel about that? I'll start with some stuff that has worked in the past. I'm Jewish, if you couldn't tell. Thank you. I look like a bat mitzvah, just keeps getting postponed. I usually like to perform with pairs of Jewish socks. I have 3 pairs I rotate between. One have pugs on them, they're very cute. One have little menorahs on them. And the third have the tips cut off. It's a circumcision joke. Takes a second. My Hebrew name is Shulamit Esther, but I like to fuck with people when they ask me what my Hebrew name is if we're having that conversation. So do you want to ask me what my Hebrew name is, sir?
What is your Hebrew name?
McDonald's Happy Meal, because I'm kind of small, I'm cheap, and when guys eat me out, they get a tummy ache. Thank you. Have you guys heard, I have an IUD because everyone's talking about it. I haven't bled since 2018. Pink Tax, never heard of her, haven't had to use a tampon. And it's the one thing about me that makes me treat women the way Andrew Tate treats women. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're, if you're in like a bar bathroom and someone's like, hey girlie, do you have a tampon? I'm like, fucking plebeian. You know? It's like, oh, one of those? You know what I mean? Help me think of a tag for that one. Thanks. Have you found out about whales being back in the Hudson? Yeah, so whales are back in the Hudson. I feel like I want to baby whales the way my mom babied me. Like, have you guys seen an episode of SVU? There are so many dead bodies there. let's get them out of there, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel safe. It feels like they snuck into an R-rated movie and they're 8 years old. Like, let's get them out. I feel like PETA can get involved, no? Ocean's 11, is that a nonprofit? No, that's just a film. Casper, here's something. All right. I've been casually dating. No, we're not going to do this. Sorry. I've been craving connection lately. Anyone else feeling very lonely? How have you been processing that, sir? What have you been up to?
I write about it and then I come on stage and you all stare at me, so I feel less lonely.
So me too. That's so weird. Another thing I've been trying is when I'm walking down the street, I just compliment strangers about something innocuous in the hopes that they'll smile at me. So sad. Yeah, like for example, I was walking down the street the other day and I was like, hey man, love your shirt. But he had his AirPods in. And nothing is worse than the person behind you hearing it, behind the other guy, and they're like, they give you that, you know the emoji that's like, and then the person behind them hears it too, and then you got two of them, just one of those, and then you kill yourself. Oh, thank you so much. My sexual ticker has been off lately. I just started dating women, and it's made it really hard for me to understand if we're friends or going to have sex. A friend came over yesterday for sushi in what I thought was a date. Yeah, we got sushi and ended up doing face masks together, listening to each other's sex playlists and playing chess.
That's great.
Yeah. Right? Thank you. And then as she was putting on her shoes to leave, I said, I was in a relationship for 4.5 years, so I don't know how to close. I said, hey, can I ask you a question? Would you want to make out or something? Yeah. It was so sad because then she goes, oh, no, thank you. And I was like, did I make it weird? And she was like, no, I made it weird. And then I furiously masturbated all night long. No, I didn't. I just cried myself to sleep. I'll close with this. I don't fly Virgin Airlines. Do you want to know why? Why? I'm scared to be the sacrifice that day. That's a Mayan cut. It's a deep cut. All right, thanks, guys.
Give it up for Clare L is live, everybody. Clare.
I'm producing a variety show inspired by this lovely man right here getting off the stage on Wednesday. It's going to be music, comedy, poetry in Bushwick. If you could follow @Good Potential Productions on Instagram, that would be cool. We're also doing, so that's Wednesday. Yeah, that'd be cool. And then the next one's July 20th. Jason performed on the first one. It was very cool. All right, thanks.
Amazing. Yes. It's a good show.
What's it called? Good Potential Productions, everybody. Check out the Easy Paradise Mag Instagram. I'm tagging all the performers if you want to learn more about this wonderful galaxy of stars we have tonight. Give it yourselves a big round of applause. Easy Paradise Open Mic Monday. Late night. Guess what, everybody? This is the poem that you wrote. We're going to read it at the end of the night, so stick around. You do not want to miss that. Okay, so we've got some amazing entertainers coming up. The show is just getting hot, and it's 2 drink minimum, so let's party. Yeah. All right, we've got Sir Hobby Dar in the hole. Yeah, give it up, give it up. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. We have Gio on deck. Let's get the great, straight from the Bowery Electric, the after concert, after the concert. Give it up for Bob Bruya!
Thanks, man. That was awesome.
Of course, that was dope.
Alright, how's it going, everybody? I'm going to read or recite a poem and then sing a song with a backing track. So here we go. The first poem is called Write the Book, and then the song is going to be called Count How Many Times I'm Lost in You. You held me, I kissed you on the lips, carrying you lifted up my soul. On that day, spark turned into flame. When you came into my life, I couldn't see that our love would die. Write the book and then place it on the shelf. Beyond the moon, we played amongst the stars. You took my hand and we traveled far. You held my soul, but our love fell apart.